everyone, and welcome to a very special 10th episode of the Dubois Podcast. We are
Dubois.
Yeah.
And we're going to start off by talking about how our week was. So, guys, how was your week this week?
Who do we want to start with? Forgot what we did last time. Did we talk about our weeks last time?
No. Did you ask last time?
I
Or
think
you
we
just
did.
like, let's get right to business. I don't care about your
I
week.
mentioned it maybe briefly.
I think we talked about it. I don't know.
I don't fucking remember. It doesn't
Either
matter.
way,
Anyway.
I'm this close from nothing crazy, but just this job, not for me. These old heads, hate them.
He's old. Heads.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Working with old Caucasians is not...
Ooh, really. You know what grinds my gears?
Mine was all right. It was a week. You know, I feel like it was a long week. Weirdly enough, Thursday felt like Friday, and then when I found out it wasn't Friday, it hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, I gotta do this shit again."
I
Holy
used to
shit.
refer to it as being activated.
being activated.
Yeah, so like halfway if I was activated on a Wednesday, that was when I realized what the day of the week was.
Okay.
So like I'd be like, okay, at least it's Wednesday when I'm activated. But if I got activated on like a Tuesday, the rest of the week
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Sucks.
I still got 3 more days of it?
Yeah.
Right,
God.
it's like, dang.
That's rough.
It is.
Facts.
How about you?
You know, I don't remember much of this week. I'm going to go with that it was hopefully good.
I mean, sometimes you just have to.
You know, I was
Knock it
probably
out.
stressing, but it's fine. You know, I forgot all about it now, and it's the weekend, so
True.
here we are.
Reset.
I
Yeah.
go to my therapist on Monday, and I'm just I don't remember what fucking happened. I blocked all of it out. It's a new week.
Yeah, it's like
I left that shit in the past.
Okay. Yeah. Let it go.
Hey, you know that's growth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then I
I-
fucking delve back into it.
You want me to relive my trauma?
Yeah.
Of a week?
Yeah.
My week was overall fine.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have a bone to pick.
Well, here we go.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Nosy
Mm-hmm.
old people.
Preach.
Old people in general,
Mm.
sometimes okay.
Oh.
No, I guess I did this.
Oh. Yeah.
But
Shaky.
nosy old people, listen, because I was doing a delivery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing on a truck
Yeah.
that I was delivering. The address took me to the wrong
there.
place because there are 2 addresses with the same street
I hate
name.
that.
It took me to the wrong place. So, mind you, I didn't park near any houses because it was like a big dirt road that like went to the right, and then if you went further down the right, you got to the street that were the like not even houses, but like it's like a business and like some shacks or something like that. It's like a dock port authority or some shit like that. Anyways, I went there. I was like, this can't be the place. So I parked my truck and I called the guy, figure out where it was.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on the phone with the guy, I looked to like out my window and I saw an old lady walking up.
Oh, brother.
And I was like,
Never good.
I was like,
how old we talking? Like 60s?
probably, yeah, I'd say probably like late 60s, maybe.
Like probably
Issue.
retired.
Probably retired.
Does
yeah.
nothing. All day.
Yes, exactly.
Don't do
Yeah.
it again.
Gotcha.
I was like, maybe she's just going for a walk. Maybe as soon as she hits the bend, she's gonna turn
Yeah.
and keep going. But she's looking at me mad
Oh,
hard.
brother.
It is. She's locking eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had disdain for
She
you
has a
before
mission.
you even stepped out of that car.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I was on the phone with the guy and I saw her and she was getting closer and closer and the guy described to me where to go. I found where to go. I hung up the phone. And then, of course, she walks up to the window.
Mhm.
So immediately just like, oh, fuck, what the fuck?
Bro, you should have recorded this.
I should've,
Could have been on
yeah.
TikTok, bro.
True. True. I'd have proof. I rolled down the window and I was like, oh, hi. And she was like, where's this going?
Oh, my God.
No
Not
hi,
here.
no like.
Not here. Just don't worry about it.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
Where's this going? And I'm like,
Not here.
not
Yeah.
here. And then she's like, oh, where are you looking for? And I was like, it's another street with the same name. The address, the GPS just took me here, but I just called the guy to, know where to go. And she's like, okay, do you need directions?
Like,
and I'm
no,
like,
I just.
Nope. This guy.
no. Now, mind you,
You should have said yes to see if she actually would have given you directions or if she was just doing it to like get you out of there.
You say yes, and she's like,
yeah.
okay, and just walks away.
no. So the thing is, I did that one time, and I was locked into like a 10-minute conversation with no
That's-
idea of
okay.
where to
But
go
then
afterward.
that's when you pretend that your phone's ringing or like, oh,
Or you
actually, I
take
gotta
her
go
in,
answer
it's
this.
True.
Okay.
That's true.
Go
Pretend
past
like it's
3
on
stop
vibrate.
signs.
I didn't think about that. But yeah, the lady, and it sounds like just from the words, if you take the words without any sort of like context of being there, you may be like, maybe she was just being nice.
Nah.
Her tone,
Nah.
Yeah.
the look on her face.
Yeah.
Listen, when you work in the industry of serving people, you can tell when people think you're dirt and below them. You can
True.
tell just by looking in their eyes.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah.
look that this lady had on her face. Just like if you drop this here, I will pull out a gun and shoot you type of vibe.
Jeez.
And I was just like, I rolled up the window and I was just so mad throughout the rest of like the drive because I'm like, listen, just mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
How long were you
here, not even 10 minutes.
Not
Even.
like-
so you
like,
I
literally
literally
knew
pulled
shit
in. I
at
realized
all.
that this is definitely not the place.
Yeah.
I backed out, parked, called the guy, and she was already walking up.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
there for like a
Right.
half hour,
She was
maybe even an
watching.
hour,
Oh,
then like
God.
you
Looking
can go
out
and
the
ask.
window,
but
waiting.
10 minutes, like your neighborhood's fine while this
Exactly.
dude sits here to figure something out.
Exactly.
Right, and it's like if you have a work truck, which I'm assuming you did,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
can easily see that like you're not just there loitering. You're there
Yeah.
because you have a work truck. You're
Yeah.
there for a delivery. Like
Yeah,
I
nothing
just
better
don't
to
get
do.
it. Like why? But that's the thing though. Like why are you so grumpy? Like
Yeah.
you should be happy. You're
'Cause their
retired,
life's too boring.
Like you're not
True,
working.
okay.
You know, you can
Yeah.
do whatever. Be happy.
It's
Don't
because
be-
they think they like own the neighborhood, and the thing that I was
Yeah.
dropping
This is
off,
my
they
land.
She's
like
the neighborhood watch.
exactly. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's
Just her.
ugly and blah blah blah. I don't want to hear. Like I remember there was another time where I was dropping something off because it was these people who like whenever they need to redo a road, they'll have one company come through, tear up the road, and another company come
Yeah.
through to pave it.
Right.
So the company that was tearing up the road, they needed the unit. So I brought it there, and I was put it where they told me to put it. And then this old lady came out, and she was like,
You do the same thing as last time, right?
Hmm?
You do the same thing as last time, right? Delivering the big giant.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Jesus Lord.
yeah. That was when I was still like Right now I'm doing like
Mhm.
servicing, but that was when I was still delivering.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
This
gotcha.
last one.
But it's like you
um,
see that and like you know what it is.
Yeah.
So, like why are you
Exactly.
asking silly questions?
Exactly. It's stupid. And the previous time, the old lady came out and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just dropping off this unit here." She's like, "Oh, where's it going?" And I was like, "I
Here.
think right here
Yeah.
where I'm putting it."
You ain't putting it here.
She's like, "Oh, mind you, I put it on. It was like a little cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah.
I put it on the road."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Oh, but we're trying to get our grass to grow back in, and there's been
But it's
blah
on the
blah
road.
blah blah."
Grass doesn't grow in the road.
That and like, was it at her house?
It probably wasn't even on her
'Cause
property.
if so, if not, who's we?
So here's the
True.
thing.
It's not
Here's
your
the
house.
thing, right? It might have technically been her property because it was
Okay.
kind of in the in between her house and another house.
Mm.
But the story gets better because I moved it to a completely different spot,
and she still had
like
a problem.
across the road.
Yeah.
And because I called the people, I was like,
you
"Hey,
should put that there.
yeah." I was like, I called the
Matter of
people. I was
fact,
like,
get it out the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, like,
I was like, "Hey, where am I supposed to put this thing?" Because this person here, they're telling me not to put it there. They're like, "Oh, I don't know." And I was like,
Oh,
"Okay, well, I need you to tell me where to put it."
Yeah.
'cause-
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
Just
and they're like, "Oh, is
leave
there
it
like another
levitating?
house that you can put it in front of?" And I was like,
What?
Which one's yours? How about that?
"Well,
I
no.
can
So
just-
it's for the people who are paving.
Oh,
roads. So
that's
it's for the
right.
city.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
technically, I should be able to put it where the fuck I want.
Yeah.
But old people.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, there's this spot here that I could put it." And they're like, "Yeah, just put it there and tell them if they have a problem with it, they'll just call the city because we have the permits and everything." So I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And as I was putting the unit down,
Of course.
Oh my god!
And-
She started to
and
walk
get-
away, turn around, like, "Whoa,
Yup.
hold on now."
Right,
Yeah.
Her
Just went
spidey
off.
sense went off.
Literally,
Wait a minute.
I was putting it
You ain't
down.
around too, huh?
I was putting the tailgate back up on the truck, and she comes over.
Oh my god!
And she was like, I think I was actually doing the strap on the tailgate at the time. So I was still standing on the truck. She's like, "Oh, are you leaving this here?"
Oh
And
my
I was like,
God. "Yes."
"Yes, I'm leaving it here." And then she's like, "Oh, but like I know that I don't think they're gonna want this here." And I was like,
I don't
"Lady,
I don't care.
if they have a problem, tell them to call the city." And they're like, "But you could put it like over in this spot over here." I'm like, "This is where I was told to put it."
Right.
That's it.
I'm sorry if you have a problem with it. You just have to call the city. I don't know what to tell you. And she was like, "Okay," and like turned around and walked away.
Yo.
And I was
Call
like,
Byron.
Yeah,
Yeah, Byron.
yeah. I was like, I just hate how old people, like who are nosy, just feel the need to insert themselves and be like,
Yeah.
"This isn't your house. You didn't order this thing.
Yeah.
It has
Like,
nothing
it's
to
not
do
even
with
on your
you.
property.
Yeah.
It's even further from your property this time. Just like, do you think I'm lying? Do you think I'm just a serial?"
Yeah.
I'll say it, porta potty dropper. Like I'm just like finding random places.
You just have a truck, pick
I
up
just-
some
yeah,
random porta potty gear, bring it somewhere else.
Just to be like, I'm gonna kill your grass. Like, just use your brain just a little bit,
It's
please.
just I'm all for neighbors supporting each other,
Neighbors.
but like,
Yes.
but like, if it's something that you know is for like a city thing or like someone's ordering in and it's supposed to be there, stop.
But
Yeah.
if it's
Just
not
go
related
home.
to you, mind your business.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
That's why people get stressed out so much. If it doesn't relate to you, mind your business.
Yeah. It's,
It
and
didn't
also,
relate to her.
exactly.
You should just go
And
back
also,
inside.
yeah.
Go in your
I
air
need-
conditioning.
Exactly. No,
True.
for real. It was hot out that day too. So
Right.
I'm like, and then like she had her husband come out and
Oh
also
my
like
God.
talk to
Oh
me
my
about it, and
God.
I'm
That's
like,
so uncomfortable.
bro, if you don't get the fuck back in the house
But
before I do something crazy, I
But
swear to God.
That also tells you like what generation she's from, because she's like, oh well, if I can't get him to move it, my husband's gonna get him
Yeah.
to move it
It's
because
like,
man to
no.
man,
Guess
he'll
what?
move
Yeah.
it,
He
and
did
it's
it.
like
No.
I'm doing my job.
Same answer.
I'm more likely to listen to you than your husband.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't give a fuck about either.
True.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
it's just it's so annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my rant.
Nice.
Let's
Old
just get
people-
rid of old people.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Goodness.
Anybody ever read The Giver before? Right,
Seen
that
the
was
movie.
right. Was that the one where they euthanized old people, or am I thinking of something else?
Maybe something
I
else.
don't know.
Maybe.
Damn, there was another book
Was
where
it?
they like euthanized old
It
people.
might be something else. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what
I
it's called.
forgot. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, just stop being so annoying and nosy, and everything will be fine.
True.
Period.
You're so wise. You shouldn't let little things bother you. Oh, the other tangent that I was going to go into.
Yeah.
Sorry, just real quick. I need the stigma against like porta potties and stuff. I need people to just take a chill pill because everybody's like, I don't want people to see it. I don't want blah blah blah. No one's driving by your house, seeing a porta potty, and being like, those people are disgusting. Yeah, they have all that construction material out
Yeah.
front for everybody to see, but the porta potty is the part where I draw the line
low
against
key.
someone else's property.
Low
Like,
key.
if I see a porta potty, my assumption isn't that like the person living there is necessarily using it. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're probably getting work done, and
Yeah.
they don't want people going in and out of their house. I get it.
Exactly.
So they
But
got
I'll
this.
nine
never
times
even
out of
notice.
10, like
That
you don't
too.
even
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
You
literally,
see it
I
and
just
you're
keep going.
like,
I keep it
oh, whatever. Like a porta potty.
Oh shit,
Cool.
porta potty.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now since I work with them, when I see them, I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
look at, is that
That's
mine?
it.
Yeah,
Driving
exactly.
to get
But
lunch.
Did
You're
I
like,
deliver
oh,
that
I did that one.
yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah, he did it last week.
I know that one. Yeah, but
On a
that's it.
personal level.
Like no one is.
My initials were on that one.
Yeah, I've never. I don't know any single person on this planet who sees a porta potty in someone else's yard.
Yeah.
When you live like 3 towns away, and it's like they're disgusting
believe
for
it.
having
Despicable.
Scum.
How dare they?
Let them die.
Yeah.
And hey, if anybody has any arguments to perhaps change my mind,
Feel free to leave them in the comments.
feel free to leave them.
We'll do a
Good luck.
Q&A. We'll
Wrong.
have a discussion
Yeah,
about
prove
it.
me wrong.
Will we read them? Who knows?
I'll read them,
Will
and
he respond?
if I disagree enough, I'll respond. Oh, you best believe I'll respond.
Okay, bet.
Enough.
I'm argue. I'm passionate about this.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, Chance, how was
How was
your
your
week?
week?
It was all right. I'm on about to be week 3 of Ramadan.
Nice.
So to be clear, I'm not fasting. I'm not doing the full thing. I'm doing the baby version. I'm just
Yeah.
not having any sugar right now.
Hey, that's commendable, though.
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
The baby.
True.
But so I got my cup. Well,
Oh, yikes.
Had a couple.
I had
his
a
cup of
I had
water.
a nice cup of water.
As you can see.
Yeah, he spilled it.
Yeah.
Someone got a little excited, but I guess I won't name names.
He spilled.
Oh, there it is. The
Yeah.
slurp.
He won't name names, but he will give looks.
True.
How's your version of Ramadan going?
It's okay. I
It's
like
the,
sugar. I
it's
need
the-
sugar.
Pussy Catholic version of
Oh, my.
Ramadan called Lent, where you just give up one thing that you really like. It's cool.
As you just called it, pussy.
Yeah,
Well, no, because
Yeah.
it's the pussy version of Ramadan. That's a
But
fact.
went on its own as a
But
concept.
giving up something you enjoy for a certain amount of time, commendable.
True. Couldn't be me.
Especially sugar. Sugar's in like everything.
Fact.
Yeah,
How are you managing?
it's very difficult.
I bet.
Yeah,
He's dying.
I give you props. You're way better than me because I know I couldn't.
I feel my energy dropping constantly.
Yeah, I imagine it's just like
And it's almost impossible to actually completely dodge sugar. So half the time, it just have to
Yeah.
make sure there's no added sugar,
Mhm.
yeah.
and like the sugar that is in it is like minimal.
Mhm.
See, but you're making it even harder for yourself because you don't even do like aspartame or anything like that either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
It's
I
even
mean,
harder.
I
Sugar
want it to actually
alternatives.
be a sacrifice, not just like
Mhm.
I'll find an
Like
alternative.
a
This will be good.
substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole point of Ramadan is to like to sort of like give up something that is or like things
Meaningful.
that you need. And
Mhm.
I read something online about like it's also to like sort of experience what it's like to like for people who like don't have food regularly or like water because
Mm.
for actual Ramadan it's no food or water while the
it's
the
sun
sun
up
is
to
up.
sundown,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing though.
It's-
3 weeks
it's-
in,
Yeah,
you're
Oh, yeah.
almost there. You're in the home
4
stretch.
total?
and I like I said,
Weeks?
I'm doing
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the easy version. My girlfriend, she's doing the full thing.
Wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
Facts.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Shout out
yeah,
to
I
her.
respect that. I'm impressed. But
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't. Shoot, I get hungry after a few hours, and I'm like
Yeah.
ravaging through
Yeah.
the kitchen.
Little
Like, what can I
kid.
eat? So anybody who's able to participate in things like that, shout out to you because you're awesome. You're way better than me.
by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably be just about over. But you know.
Yeah, so you'll have to
Oh, yeah.
recap
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah.
Definitely.
I wonder how that affects people who are like doing like workouts and stuff. Because I know a lot of the times when you're like cutting or bulking
Yeah.
or whatever,
you
your
probably have
food
to
is
be
very
very
important.
careful.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
like pass out because you
Yeah.
didn't eat or anything,
Yeah.
and then you're obviously exerting.
Yeah,
Lot
and
of
it also
energy.
also
Little
depends
calories
on,
you have.
on what you're more committed to.
Yeah.
If you're more into your like religion or faith rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
like the workout, you could. I think oftentimes they'd probably plan ahead to sort of take the break.
Yeah.
Or I know like if you're pregnant while during Ramadan that you don't actually fast because that would hurt the baby and
Yeah.
yourself. So you have to. You do have to. The point isn't to hurt yourself. It's
Right.
sort of make that like sacrifice or and to get closer to God. I'm assuming
Yeah.
is sort of the point of it. So yeah.
It's like a form of enlightenment almost, it
Yeah.
seems. Like it's designed to like bring you to your higher self.
Yeah.
I respect it. I like it. I can't wait to hear all about it once you've completed everything.
I'm not expert
True.
on it, so I'll get some more information.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay. Listen,
That's
you
what
have
we
to ask
respect.
From what I
around.
understand, yeah.
Ask your girlfriend all the questions so
Yeah.
that way you can relay everything to us because I'm
Okay.
very curious.
It's kind of funny though. The idea like, nah, the baby got to fast too.
You give
That would
birth,
be
you can't
wild.
even feed the baby. Sorry, kid, you gotta wait till the sun's down.
Oh,
Sorry, I had you right when it came up. My bad.
I didn't plan this out right. Damn.
Well,
Alrighty. So I guess let's get to it.
well, I guess we should also just kind of address. We finally have the wonderful Veronica.
yeah,
with
true,
us.
actually.
Nah, bro, we gotta figure it out. They saw the last one.
Oh, I guess that's true, but still,
right.
They
you know,
saw it. They know it's coming.
I'll take
All
the
right.
pause back, I guess.
Whoa.
It's staying there now.
cut.
Hopefully you know what's
We're back.
All right, so just kidding. Before we get into the Reddit stories, we're going to talk about our music recommendations for the
Yeah.
week.
Yay.
So do you guys want to start with Alex or with Chance or me?
I don't remember who did it
However-
last time. I'll do it.
Oh, I
care.
think I
Don't do it.
went last time.
last time.
So I was sitting here.
So then should we start with Alex?
We're just gonna have to start. I think you know what? We're gonna set it now. We're just gonna have a uniform order that we go in every
Yeah,
time.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, instead of having to figure out who went back. and
Sure.
forth.
Mine.
So, all right, so always this chair.
Always
then?
that chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we'll start here because this
Oh.
is chair one technically.
Oh, true.
So the
So
1, 2, 3.
counterclockwise.
one-
Hurry
yeah.
up.
It's always me.
Get it snappy.
That's your favorite spot, isn't it?
It is
True.
true. All right. My recommendation for this week is Saturn by SZA.
Nice.
You know, she's a more recent
That's not
artist that I've
Oh.
been listening to.
Great song,
Yeah,
actually.
but
And I kicked in what song it was.
Yeah.
it's a very good song. You know, I'm not 100% sure what it's about, but I believe it's about like just like escaping and essentially going to like another planet and like, you know, it sounds cool.
It's a good vibey
it's
song.
Good vibes. Yeah.
Sizzle's
A lot of
loaded.
her, a lot of her songs are very good vibes. that
True.
kind of thing.
Nice.
But some of them are very toxic.
Hey, you know,
But
If-
I don't mind.
If her and Giveon had a baby together,
Low key,
that
that's
child
good.
would just be the
Low-
Antichrist. I
Low
think.
key, it's like the anti-golly, the thing where like you put a bunch of poisonous things in a jar, and then the one that comes out is like that thing is
Survival
of
the fittest.
low
Yeah,
key.
that'd be
That's the
kinda
baby.
Natural selection.
Yeah,
That's what it's
the
called.
baby.
Duh, baby.
The baby.
That story's in one episode.
Yeah. How many can we fit?
Wait, I also mentioned that the baby also has to fast.
There you go.
Anyways, my song recommendation for this week is "This House Is Not a Home."
Yep.
By DeForvid.
the
Forvid.
or
David.
Just like
David is the actual way to say it. Yeah, but as Alex said when he did his Javiki,
Yeah.
thing, we like to have fun. So,
Oh, true.
by DeForvid. It's a very nice song. It's about like him getting into a situationship that he seemingly didn't really want to get into at first, and then she kind of like when he wanted to kind of move things a little bit further and actually make it more of what it was, she was like, not so much. So, it didn't exactly work out. It's a very wonderful song. The chorus is amazing, and
I agree.
I can't recommend it anymore.
Damn, you
Go there.
Hey,
recommended
man.
it anymore? That's crazy. You just did.
That was it.
I,
30 seconds.
I retract my recommendation.
Ruth.
I'm gatekeeping the song now.
No.
Cut it.
Too late. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
you'll just have to take the audio out and just be like, hey,
Yeah.
All right, so my music recommendation for this week is Chaser by Piero Umiliani. I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
I'm not 100%
Fancy
sure.
ass name.
Okay.
It is very fancy. I actually had to Google it to make sure I pronounced it right.
Nice.
Nice.
But I actually heard it on TikTok. It doesn't have any lyrics to it, but like it's the kind of music where you listen to it and it kind of just transports you somewhere else. Like I hear it and I'm just like, I feel like I should be like frolicking through flowers somewhere. Like
hell yeah.
I feel like I should be in Howells, just like in
Okay,
the land,
nice.
just
Yeah.
like enjoying the flowers. And I think it's just such a good vibe and it makes you feel so good. And like
yeah.
it's a short song, but it's a good song.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Mine for this week is Poison by Klaus Wien. It is a house remix version of the other song Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure y'all know when you hear it.
Boys,
But
boys.
I've been on a house kick recently. You know, I've been listening to a lot of house music. So
Listening to it while cleaning
He
up.
played Diamond Girl the other day.
Diamond
I
Girl!
I wasn't
lost
playing
it.
Diamond Girl.
Dudes in shop.
Or something else.
Was it Diamond Girl?
Dudes in a place
That's
I used to
freestyle.
go to.
No,
they
you
put
played
that
it, like,
song a
super
lot,
quick.
Loki. I used to be
That's
in there like,
funny.
Good.
It's not in my playlist. So
All right, well then maybe
Walking by a room,
maybe
but-
I'm
come on.
delusional.
it's okay.
It's all right. Anyways,
Maybe you just had flashbacks or something.
I think I'm just a Lulu.
Hey, aren't we all?
Just a
a
little,
little
bit.
bit. And that's
I
it.
wear Delulu Lemon.
No,
Delulu.
No, I
is the
don't.
Salulu.
that is very true.
I stole that.
That is my life motto. Delulu is a Salulu.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. No more songs.
You
That's
wanted
it.
to start.
That's it. So mine is called Lovey Dovey by Dana. It used to be Dana Vaughn's, but now it's Dana Shine and Jordan Ward. Good song. It's cool vibes. Basically they're just talking about a girl that's that girl, you know what I mean? She bad, she smart, she cool, she got everything, but part of the song is a little nasty. So I'm saying. Just be forewarned.
Oh,
I'm saying.
my.
But it's a
Don't
good
listen
song.
with your parents in the room.
True.
Yeah.
Don't.
Or headphones in.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
And if you would like to listen to
True.
any and all of our song recommendations from 10 episodes,
Which you should.
Agreed.
that's a minimum of like 40 song
Great
recommendations.
playlist right there.
A little more than that. 'cause we
Minimum.
had guests.
Because we had a
but
couple guests, yeah. So that's a lot of
And
song
we did the
recommendations.
doubles for
That's
the
true.
film
That's
right
true.
there.
So
So you got like about 60 songs on there.
exactly.
least.
Something like that.
Might as well be 100. Let's just round up.
Right.
Whoa, whoa,
So,
whoa.
if you want to listen to all of those recommendations, you can find them on our socials as the Dubois Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
So, just go ahead and give those a listen. Follow the playlist.
Please.
And if you have any recommendations, let us know.
Yeah. What songs do you guys like?
Right. We're always here for the
I'll listen to
vibes.
'em.
So anything vibey.
I'm kidding. I like music. Sean gave me a look. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Cut his mic.
Yeah.
Alex is losing his permission to speak. Well, I guess on that note, we are going to be getting into today's topic. So we kind of have a little bit of a mixture, I'd say, when it comes to our stories. A little bit of an opinion based, a little bit of would I be the asshole, a little bit of would I be doing too much. So we're just gonna start and then go from there.
Am I a lot?
Well, this one is
No.
a short one. This one I picked because I feel
My
like, it's a good starter for
yeah.
a topic.
Nice.
But the title of this one is Politics on the First Date.
Oh boy. Never.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, not
On a
never.
first?
Not never. It depends. Like if I'm
Personally,
okay,
never.
if we get like halfway through the date and I'm like, she's pretty mature, maybe if it comes up, but I'm not going to actively bring it up.
It's still dicey.
True,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's dicey, but I do think it's important.
I
though.
mean,
Well, no,
say,
it's
but it is a
important, but
good-
not for a first.
It is a
date
good
on
screening
street.
process.
See, but what if you don't want to waste your time?
True.
What if, like, if,
I
I
guess-
think,
I
I think
get
if
that,
that's
but
like
like,
a deal breaker
let's-
for you, I think.
I get
Maybe.
that.
Depends on how
But,
important
like,
it is to you. Yeah.
I wouldn't
If it's
personally.
that serious to you, then you would address that during the texting phase
Okay.
or the
Yeah.
talking
Well, that's-
phase.
Okay.
You know, maybe I feel like a first date. That's when you want to get to
But what
know a
if, like-
person, and it
Okay.
could come up. But like, I don't feel like being on a date and being like, Trump or Biden. Like
So
that's
how's-
that's
you
true.
know,
But
it's
what
a
if
little
What
crazy.
he was on the auction?
What if you
Yeah.
meet somebody, you get their number, and then you're like, oh, let's set something up for like tomorrow or like a week from now? That's not a whole lot of time to really get in. You know what I mean? So then you're like on the first date and you're like,
Well, that's what I'm
let's
saying.
get into
That's what I'm
it.
saying. If it's important for you,
Yeah.
if it's important for you, you would maybe bring it up during that week. If it's that
I guess
important,
it depends on how important that is to you.
Yeah.
I
Oh, that's
guess.
true. Yeah. So if it's like,
If
the
it's not so
primary
important,
thing on your
if
mind,
it- yeah,
then
but
I'm
if,
sure,
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
And also, I mean, obviously, dating works in different ways. If it's someone that you already know, I'd hope that you know
Also
that like
true.
about them.
Yeah.
But if it's like completely like you never met this person before, I think maybe there's like simple ways to address it to get an idea. But I don't think you should like throw it all out on the first date because then like
That's true.
Yeah,
I don't
you're just
know.
sort of like, yeah, I was at my cousin's wedding the other day, and when he and his husband kissed for the first time, it was such a beautiful thing. And then,
You're like, hold on.
he and his husband
Drop
kissed.
little-
I was gonna say,
Drop
It was very
little
beautiful.
subliminals to see. All right, guys. So let's get into it, I guess. All right. So I recently went on a first date with someone. This was my first after an 8-year relationship that ended last year. I really liked the guy. He seemed to be having a great time. I know him through a friend, so he wasn't a total stranger either.
Okay.
Anyway, we got to the topic of politics and history. I have to admit, this is not my favorite subject, specifically politics. Understandable.
History though.
I tend to know the basics, what I need to know, some worldly events, and that's about it. When I mentioned this to my date, he seemed to get a little snippy at me saying, that doesn't really seem adequate enough given the
brother.
state of the world. I was shocked by this and a little thrown off. I'm not uneducated, but I'm sure there's plenty more I could know. Sure. I've just never felt the desire to dive into that topic. So I guess I'm just here wondering, how would you all feel about politics talk on first dates? Would you be turned off by someone who doesn't know much about it? And has his response, although his response has made me feel stupid, do you have any ideas?
I
My
could
man
be
was
Make your date
biased.
feel stupid.
My man was not worried about
Nah.
Endgame, bro. My man was.
No.
My
Sorry,
man fumbled the bag.
I might not have been paying attention. What did she say that prompted him to say that?
He just did.
She
She just
doesn't
didn't
say.
know.
She
It's
just
just
says
kinda-
that
just
they
wasn't
were
like
talking
it came up,
and they
yeah.
eventually
Yeah.
got onto the
Yeah.
topic of politics and history.
She just wasn't like well informed on like
Yeah.
certain
Okay.
things.
It
But like
didn't
that's
seem like
I was
she
gonna say
overly
it.
interested.
I'm biased because
Mhm.
I'm not super
yeah,
well
I don't
informed
know
on stuff.
anything. So.
I might see them like on Twitter or like on TikTok and stuff, and I learn it that way. But like, I feel like to be like, oh, well, the state of the world is this. You should know these
God,
things. I think you're being a little extra.
Bro,
like,
you wouldn't have
some,
sent it, bro. Shut
some
up.
people, yeah, some people don't want to like ruin their daily lives
Facts.
thinking about all that kind of
Yeah.
shit. No offense.
Yeah.
And then to make her feel stupid about it is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
think,
why?
like, but
in any
that-
situation, don't.
Especially on
Like
a date?
some people
Yeah.
aren't into politics and stuff. So like, what
Yeah.
if I personally am not into politics? So like, that's not a conversation that I would have. So like, for you to make me feel dumb, especially if this is my first date after an
Yeah.
8-year relationship, like,
yeah.
absolutely not.
8 years. Golly,
Yeah.
I thought you said 2 effort. I
No,
must have tuned
so
out.
she
for a
was in
second.
an 8-year relationship that ended
too?
last year.
Yeah.
8
just
is
flashbang.
wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
oh wait, no. This isn't the person she's talking to though.
No.
Okay.
But she was.
No.
That's
She
she's
wasn't in a
giving.
8-year
Yeah, she's
relationship.
giving
Yeah.
background
I was like,
that she was
8
in a
years is your
relationship.
first date?
Yeah. Well, but even then, like going from
a
an
lot of
8-year
texting.
relationship, like
Yeah.
I'm not judging her. You do you,
Oh, yeah,
boo.
for
If you
sure.
want to go on a date, but
Yeah.
like 8 years and then a year later, you know, you're
That's
going on
the
a
date you
date
go
and
on?
Yeah,
this
and
is
then this
who
is the
you're
Yeah, this is
with.
your first
And it's
experiences.
like
Oh,
this is
trash.
somebody that their friends knew. So like it's not like this was somebody that you
Oh,
matched
that's
on
even worse. I
Tinder or
forgot.
like matched
Yeah.
on
That's
That's
Bumble.
even worse.
Like
yeah.
it's she even says
crazy.
like
I don't-
it.
She
You're
might
not
see
my
it
real
again.
homie friend.
Where'd she say it? Hold on, now I gotta find it. Oh yeah, I know him through a friend, so he wasn't a total stranger either.
Oh,
So, like,
okay. So like
That's
okay.
even worse.
Yeah,
like ew.
actually.
I don't know.
What
I
a-
think
what
the
a
whole like
freakazoid.
a dude or anyone just being like on a date where you're like, oh, you don't know much about politics? Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Look,
But
Like,
it's not
yeah,
just
even, like-
politics though. It's any
Yeah.
like topic.
Yeah.
If
well,
you're
yeah,
gonna,
in general, but like that's specifically for a date. Like you're,
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
why are you
Yeah.
even on a date?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
facts.
I,
This
like,
is why
I'm,
you're looking for a date.
I'm decently
Yeah.
in tune with politics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like, if I was on a date with somebody and they weren't very like knowledgeable, I wouldn't be like, "What are you dumb?"
Yeah.
But it's
You
like,
don't know
why
what's
do you
going
wanna talk
on
about
in the
stuff like
world.
that
It's
on a
like,
you can
date?
inform them if they want
Exactly.
to be
If
informed.
you want to know,
Yeah,
then
you
I
know?
could tell you. And if you don't want to know,
Yeah.
it's
That's
up
fine.
to you. Who cares?
You know,
Yeah.
you finish the date. You're just like, hey, you know what? We don't have similar interests. Maybe we
Mhm.
go our separate ways.
Yeah.
You don't
You be
insult
nice.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, be a
exactly.
good person.
And like, I hate to say it because obviously this sounds like it was a really shitty experience of a date, but like at least she found out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Instead
Yeah.
of
That's what I was
getting
saying
with
about.
him,
Yeah.
dating
Yeah.
him for a while, and then being like, "Wow, this guy's a real piece of shit."
True.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I don't know. Like as a girl, from my perspective, I would like never want to go out on another date again. Like I would vet the crap out of you. Like I have to know everything about you. Like I have to know, like, are you into politics? Are you not into politics? Are you gonna say something crazy? Like we have to have at least a few friend coordinates like before we actually date. Like there's no.
Yeah.
After that, I'd be traumatized for life.
You get out
Like
of, you're like, how can I put this? You're on the safari.
Yeah.
You're for 8 years. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then they're like, hey, safari trip is over. You got to go back to
America.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, I guess.
You gotta go back to Connecticut, right?
That's how America's doing. And then your first day back, you're like, oh, this shit's trash. What the fuck? I don't want to be here again.
I'm going back
And
to
it's
Safari.
like-
No, wait.
I feel
Safari's not there anymore.
What makes him more of an asshole was like how he made her feel afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't know much about politics, don't make me feel like shit for
yeah.
it. Like,
It's
me
not
and you
that
can have
deep.
a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know much about
Exactly.
it. You know much about it, and you're not gonna sit here and be like, "Well, you're stupid."
You're stupid
you know?
for not knowing.
Right. Say it about other things,
It's
though.
not that
Stupid
serious.
girl.
You're
Like,
gonna make someone feel
no.
bad.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
calls me stupid for others.
ultimately, I think it's important to know things that are going on in the world. But if you don't, like, you're not a terrible person for that.
I feel like
Some
some
people
people just
don't-
need to protect their peace, and
Exactly.
if that is
Exactly.
avoiding
Nothing wrong
things
with
like
that.
that,
Nothing
then
wrong at
that's
all.
fine.
Not
No, you
everyone
get consumed
has
in your daily life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
everyone has like the super open skill to do like researching like politics.
Yeah.
on their free
Yeah.
time, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And
You
not even
get
that too.
shit
It's
to
like
do in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what if something political triggers you? What
Yeah,
if that's
that
like a
too.
trauma response for you? Now, like, you're triggering me, and it's like now I'm in this fight or flight, and now I don't know what to do because like you didn't know, but like by you bringing that topic up and by you making me feel the way that you did, now I'm like, okay, well, now she probably is afraid to go on a date again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. No disrespect to men. I would not trust a man after this. I'm
Right,
sorry.
that's fine.
Like that's just me personally, but I would
That's
really be
fine.
like, if you're
That's-
gonna,
Yeah.
if he's
A guy
gonna
like him,
make
I
me,
get
right, if he's gonna make me feel like shit about something over politics on a date, like what happens if I actually mess up?
Yeah.
What happens if like I'm ironing his shirt
Yeah.
and like there's an iron burn in it, or like
Yeah.
I snag his pants on something?
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna do something crazy, or is he gonna
Hit you
yell
with
at
the-
me, tell me I'm nuts? Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like that, red flag, run away.
Yeah.
Normalize
Leave him.
uppercutting people on dates.
Yeah.
Cutting
Yes.
people?
No, uppercutting.
Much better, but
That is funny.
Oh, you want to call me stupid? Ooh, real quick.
Come here, guess on your face.
Exactly.
Oops.
these hands.
Look, okay.
Yeah. Like if you want to be with someone that's like more politically informed,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But you don't have to make someone feel lesser because
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
That's such a strange. It's
Yeah.
especially with how polarizing politics can be.
Yeah.
That's such a strange thing to get hung up on.
And
Yeah.
I feel
know?
like there are people that like are very extreme when it comes to politics.
True.
So
Yeah.
like he may be an extremist. He may be
Also
very
true,
like
yeah.
his way is the right way. No other way is the right way. And it's like if you're not someone that's like that, you don't want to be with someone that's like
Yeah.
that. Like that's too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But if you find somebody, like if he finds his girl, I hope they get married and I hope they have a great life.
Yeah.
You find your person.
Just stay
Everybody's
away
out
from
there.
me.
I would rather
Yeah.
Right,
hope,
right, right.
Low-key.
I have mine. I'm not letting this one go.
Yeah.
This one's good.
I'd rather hope that she finds someone before he does.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Fuck
I'm,
that
I
dude.
mean, I'm
If
I'm
she
not
could trust
to
again.
completely shit on
Yeah.
him. Just shit on him a little bit,
A little bit.
just try a bit. Okay, let's see.
So he's the asshole now.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
wrong one.
It's not, really, it's not really one of those, but you're not in the wrong, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, the next one is gonna be a will I be the
Oh,
asshole
hell
or
yeah.
am I
Sick.
the asshole?
Yeah.
Will I be the asshole?
Right.
Tell you
Well,
to
I-
play.
That's
Well,
the
it's
Dubois
what I
version.
be.
Yeah. If I do this thing, will I?
All right.
Insecure.
I'm
am I
in
the
conversation right now. I got the dialogue choices up. If I
That's
All
funny.
right, so this one has a few characters. So if you guys need me to just reiterate anything, let me know. All right, so it says, "Am I the asshole for cutting my mother-in-law out of our lives?"
No.
For a second, I was like, before you're out of your lives, I was like, whoa.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry.
For reference, I am a 26 female and my husband 30 male, and we have a 15-month-old daughter.
Okay.
My mother-in-law 56 female, and I have always had a strained relationship. She's the type of person that drinks excessively and does and says whatever she wants and takes no accountability for her actions.
Thanks.
With that being said, it's a lot easier to handle this behavior before we had our daughter. Over the last year, I've had multiple times where I've addressed our rules as parents and attempted to set boundaries, and every time the conversation falls on deaf ears and the lines end up being crossed.
Yep.
I cut I cut most of the ties last year in July after she took a comment I made and ran to my husband telling him I was spreading lies. We cut most contact and visits, though maybe we need to take a few months apart from each other to see if that would help the relationship. December
Wait,
comes.
her and her man are taking time apart?
I think her
No,
man and the family.
Okay.
So her man and their
Yeah.
family, his family is who they're cutting contact with
Gotcha.
for a few months. So December comes around and there's been no effort to rebuild the relationship, but my daughter's birthday is approaching, so I send them an invite hoping we could work to rebuild the relationship. After a few more failed attempts at rebuilding the relationship, I put the relationship on the back burner. I received a text earlier this week asking about plans for Easter. I informed her that we were planning on doing something small at our house and they were welcome to join us. She accepted my offer, and I told her one condition was needed to address all of our issues, as it has been almost a full year of sweeping things under the rug.
Golly.
She hesitated at first, but ultimately decided communicating through text was best. I wrote out the issue I had and explained how they made me feel. I reread the messages over and over to make sure I was communicating clear and tried to ensure that there would be no chance for her to flip the situation. I read each message to my husband, and each message he confirmed was appropriate and did not give off a specific tone. After I sent off my first message with a list of things I was not okay with, she responded back deflecting and placing blame on others.
It is.
I wrote her out again, explaining how her actions hurt me, and she continued to deflect and dismiss my feelings. After a few more back and forth, I ended up being conceding, rude. I'm using my daughter as a pawn, insulting her. I have called her weak, stupid, and confused. I've attacked her character. I'm being passive-aggressive, disrespectful. The list goes on and on. I never called her any names, and I have accepted I will never receive an apology. Ultimately, I wanted to feel heard and understood so we can move on. As far as using my daughter as a pawn, the only thing I have asked for her is to respect our rules as parents and respect me enough to at least remain cordial. I feel awful that I'm cutting off the last grandparent my daughter has, but I feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle. Thank you for listening. Any advice or suggestions are appreciated.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what was extra
I
good
feel like
about
the
that, though?
Yeah.
hold on one second. I feel like that moment of silence just now after the story
Yeah,
just
look,
said
he's just like,
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said all we
Facts.
needed to know.
That's crazy.
Grandma, I hope you're watching this.
Oh,
I think
Not my grandma.
yeah, I was
her-
like,
We love
Let me
you.
clarify.
I think her getting like a peer review from her husband on that one.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Good move.
I was gonna say W
Yeah.
Mans for like.
One
You know,
letting like,
some of these will be like, oh, like my man started off on my side, but then he's like, that's my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
So it's like a W
he's
for
being
him
supportive,
for,
where he's
yeah,
like he's still part of the process.
ride or
Yeah.
die the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I think it's important for him to be not impartial, but like fair to both
Yeah.
To
sides.
see,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
at least he's
but
seeing
him
himself.
like, yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like him, like being like, no, I
Like
think
this
these
is
are
your
perfect.
conversation.
These are
about it.
perfectly
I'll
fine.
help
Like,
you with it.
So
yeah.
then
I
when
think
her
that's
mom
very
was doing
good.
what she's doing, it's like your
I feel
your
like
son
him-
even said it was like
Yeah.
fine.
because
like,
also
it's
when you
safe.
read these, you're obviously reading it from their perspective, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
easy to be
Yeah.
like, oh well, we don't know the other person's perspective, but with her getting a peer review,
Yeah.
that's like a
But
double
that's
down
where
on
she's
like,
smart.
you
She
know.
literally went through every single message and was like, I just want to make sure 100% this doesn't come off any type of way. And like, honestly, grandma's the asshole here.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
it really sounds like there's some like something going on where like grandma just doesn't respect her or
Yeah.
doesn't like her or has an issue with her in some sense. Why, I'm not sure, but like this
Mama's
definitely
boy syndrome. Well, more so
it
boys
sounnd like
mama
enmeshment.
syndrome.
Yeah.
Boys mama.
I think
Boys
it
mama.
sounds like
Yeah.
it
You know,
sounds
a lot
like
of-
mom might be in love with her son a
On
little
top
bit.
of her already not doing the best, because like she said, like right, she's like drinks a lot and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
she also has a
she
lot of
drinks
vices.
excessively and does and says whatever she wants and
Yeah.
takes no accountability for her actions.
So
No,
she's,
she
So that
deflects.
shows you
Yeah.
she has a pattern.
yeah, she's
So
already
it's like-
not thinking of anybody else.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like the husband's pretty supportive of his wife,
yeah,
Mhm.
for
and
sure.
that they have good communication
Yeah.
with one
Yeah.
another to be able to like talk about these things, especially because it's his mother.
Yeah.
And
Which
I-
is refreshing because
Yeah.
normally when it's like the spouse's mother, you always hear like the spouse sides with their mom or the
Yeah.
spouse is against
Yeah.
their spouse. Or, like
Yeah,
it
and
leads
I
to
mean,
divorce.
It's understandable that this is hopefully the person that raised you, and it's not guaranteed because
Yeah.
sometimes your mother can be complete ass and left you for nothing.
yeah.
But that the person who raised you, and you have like that sort of that ingrained attachment that's in your DNA. Like, that's my mom. I can't like leave them high and dry. But he's like, at some point, she's being disrespectful to someone that I truly care about and that I have a significant relationship with. And they're not working to move at all, but my significant other is. So maybe my mom is in the wrong. Maybe that distance does need to be made.
Yeah.
And it's like you have a 15-month-old, so your child's a little over a year and 3 months. Like your child's still a baby. Like they're probably still trying to figure it out. She could still be going through PPD. Like there's so many things that the mom could be going through that like I can kind of see why she got fed up. Like especially if this is a pattern, like she's probably put up with so much stuff. And it's like she has a daughter and she's looking at it as this is really going to affect my daughter if I allow this. And I give her props for cutting her out, because if somebody is poison to you, they're going to be poison to your child. Like you don't want your child growing up thinking, oh, this person's actions are okay just because they are who they are. Like I have to allow it just because she's my grandma. Like, no, if your grandma is an alcoholic and doesn't take any accountability for what she does, cut her off.
Yeah. That's a huge sort of like step in someone's life too, and it kind of makes sense that's when they really started to reevaluate the situation.
I feel like it's usually after a child.
You're not just worried about yourselves, because I mean you're adults. You can sort of like understand and sort of interpret like they're dealing with their shit. It's not actually on us. But when it's a child, they're learning how to be human. So if you have that kind of energy and that kind of like environment that you're trying to that you keep around the kid's going to pick up on that.
Yeah,
100%.
Kids are extremely smart and they're very impressionable.
True.
So
it's
if you're not careful about that kind of stuff, it's understandable that you cut them off. You're just like, I don't want to play the risk. That's my child. I'm not letting you fuck it up.
She's so young too.
It seems like the grandma's kind of just like wants to just do her own thing, regardless of like what the consequences are, but doesn't expect to have to deal with consequences of it. Hence why like she's deflecting and calling or saying that the other person's like calling them names when they're not. Because they feel like they're entitled to do whatever they want.
Somewhat like sociopathic behavior. Because it's like, this person is assumedly like clearly laying out the issues, and instead of taking those and being like, okay, I think I can accept some of these. These are the things that I push back on. Instead, you just deflect. And then you claim you're just using my granddaughter as a weapon, and
but
so on and so forth.
She's just projecting because that's what she's
You're
doing.
shielding your granddaughter.
She's using the grandmother's using the granddaughter as a weapon. Like she's really just projecting all of her emotions onto the daughter-in-law. Like you really, I don't.
It doesn't seem like she actually cares about the granddaughter. Because
I honestly, I think it's what it is. It's that control. It feels like not the OP, but the mother-in-law, it feels like she just wants to have that control over her son and his family and like how they operate. And it makes me wonder if people around mother-in-law have enabled this whole
Most
time.
likely.
And it's like if she's 56, there's no changing her at this point. So like somebody along the lines, whether it was like her husband or her parents or her family or her friends or her son, somebody allowed and enabled all this behavior to continue, and she's just going to be like, oh well, they just have to accept me because I'm his mother. And like I feel like that's such a toxic thing in families.
That's a toxic mindset
you just have to accept them for who they are, and that's just how they are, and you just got to get over it. But then it's like if you were to do that, you'd be an asshole. You're in the wrong. Like why is it okay for them to do it but not for me?
Because in their mind, they're the parent.
And that's the thing though. I feel like that's the problem that people run into nowadays. I feel like our generation now isn't standing for that. Like our generation and the generation under us is like, no, I don't care if that's my parent, my brother, my sister. Like if they're toxic to me, I'm gonna cut them off. And clearly mother-in-law needs help. And if she's not willing to get it herself, maybe cutting her out of her granddaughter's life will do it. And sometimes that's what you need. And honestly, I hate to say it this way, but if you do that and it's still not a reality check, that just shows you that you and your child mean nothing to her.
Yeah, it's not meant to be.
It's not. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to do what you need to do as a parent to protect your child. Because at the end of the day, it's so easy to fuck your kid up.
True.
It's so unbelievably easy. And it's like, I work with kids. Like I see all different lifestyles, all different backgrounds. Like I see, how these kids were raised, and it's like, God, I just want to, I just want to slam on the table sometimes, because it's like, why? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's like it's a child. Like, her daughter thankfully is so young that, this stuff hopefully won't affect her in the future. But what if she was older? What if she was 5? What if she was 7? What if she had the ability to comprehend everything that was going on?
Yeah.
Then what do you do? Like,
especially like in the teenage years, it's very easy
Yeah.
for a grandparent to poison the well against their mothers and stuff like that.
unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Because if she's
One
fine,
trip to grandma's house and then she
Yeah.
comes back and all of a sudden
if
it's
she's
mom's
fine saying
mom's
this
this, mom's
to
that.
mom,
You know?
she's gonna tell her the grandmother, your mother's evil. Your mother took my son away from me.
Yep.
Your mother never lets me see you. I can just imagine the
Right.
things
Yeah.
and the poison
Right.
that she's gonna fill that kid with.
Yeah. Now, this doesn't even change anything about the story.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get thoughts in the room. If your partner,
Wait, get what in the room?
ladies and gents, come on
Ladies!
in. No. So if your partner, let's say you were the person in this, or you were the husband in this scenario, how easy do you think it would be to like just cut off yourself from your family
It
if
wouldn't
something
be.
like this would happen?
I don't say it would be easy. I would definitely have a conversation before and be like, hey, like, I'm going to hear obviously my mom's side of it and see what she says. But like, I'm also with this person every day and I'm assuming seeing how my, mom treats them.
Yeah.
So I would obviously have to step up and be like, why are you doing this? What is the reason? If it's not a valid reason, which even then isn't really valid to just bully someone unless like you see them, being an
Yeah.
asshole to your
Yeah.
mom. But like at that point, having a conversation, I'd give them like maybe 1 or 2 chances. If they're not going to do it, then I think I would have no choice but to like cut them off. And it would be a conversation where it's like, if you cannot change this behavior, I'm going to have to do this because it's not okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you're my mom, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That is
But
that
I
is the
think,
big
like,
difference.
Where the disconnect is that the people that are being cut off, they're like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't
That's
do
the
anything
thing,
wrong.
and that's
And
but,
it's like, you can tell them until the cows come home, but it's like, you can't make them understand it.
but you don't have to. You
But
cut them
yeah.
off and you
but
let
no,
them be
and
in
I
their
feel like
lonesome.
people who like are the ones that get cut off, they're like, oh, it's just so easy for them. They're just shutting off their feelings. They're just cutting me out. And it's like, it's actually not. Like,
We
you don't
tried and you
understand the
didn't.
Tried for
turmoil
a
that
year.
you go.
Yeah, a year.
Like the pain that she must go through. I can't imagine how the wife feels.
I mean, she also
knowing
has
that.
to see her husband. That
Yeah,
relationship's
like
gone.
you're
True.
basically you're not that she's making her husband choose, but the mother-in-law is basically making her son choose your wife or me, and it's like
Yeah.
you have to watch as a partner. You have to watch your husband lose his mother, even though she's still here, even though she's still on the planet. Like
Right,
it'd be
right.
different if she were to pass away, but like she's still here, but you
Yeah.
just don't have a relationship with her. And like whether it's mom, dad, anybody, I feel like cutting off anyone is difficult unless
Yeah.
they piss you off to where like you don't give a fuck. But like
Yeah.
situations like
well-versed.
this,
There's a lot more.
Practiced. Yeah. But ultimately, do you think you guys could do it?
Yes, I
I
think if it
feel
gets
like
to
if
like
I
that
need
point,
to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what point, like, I don't know. I have a tough time saying whether yes or no, especially because my mom watches this. And
At
if I
some-
say the wrong answer, she'll kill
Don't
me.
worry.
That's what I was like. I'm not
Hold
my
on.
mom, but
It's
like
theoretical.
But that's
We
what I
love
mean,
you.
like,
Nothing's
oh,
gonna
no,
happen.
it has
I
to be your
promise.
Yeah,
mom.
in
and
your
well, that's what I
scenario.
mean.
Scenario.
Sorry, but not like you know what I mean.
Oh, like
not
not
well,
how she is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if
Because you don't
ever
think she would be
gets-
like this
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's
In
fair.
an
Yeah.
alternate timeline,
But like
where,
you're just
Yeah.
putting
She's
yourself
not
as
her.
if you're
yeah, basically.
basically you're OP and like it's your mom that you're trying to relate it to. So
Let's
Not
say
that
like
we-
let's say your mom like on a dime just
Oh, damn.
changed.
I feel like a conversation would need to be had.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I
Like-
would always
Like I said, I'd have it a
definitely-
couple times.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
because now at this point you're disrespecting me by not understanding my wishes and like
Yeah.
yeah, because at some
understanding my
point it does
side.
become your request more than it is your wife.
Exactly.
And it's like it's
So-
your own mental health too. Like if my mom is like shitting on my partner so much and that in turn makes me feel bad, like this is
Yeah.
the person I love, this is the person I choose to spend the rest of my life with. So like if you're shitting on them, you're basically saying that I have shit decisions and like
Also,
I don't
this is
know
the
what I'm
parents of
doing.
your grandchild too.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like,
it's
there's a
like
baby
it's
of
a
it.
tumbleweed effect. It makes you question like, okay, well, like if she really hates my partner, then like what does she think about me? Does she think I'm not smart? Does she think I'm dumb because I fell in love with him? Like, am I messed up? And then it's like you question yourself, and it's like you don't want to do that for what? For somebody else? Like no.
Yeah.
If your partner's abusive, then obviously that's a different
Well,
story.
I was gonna say
but like in this circumstance,
Yeah.
I was gonna say a parent shouldn't be too involved in their child's relationship
True.
unless they see things happening.
yeah.
Especially when there's a kid involved, because now like if they're trying to work things out, like if they had their issues, they had a kid and they're trying to work it out, you gotta let them try to work it out because you obviously want it to be a family. If they're
Yeah.
obviously extremely toxic to where they're domestic abuse or just like arguing all the time, then obviously you want to be there for your kid and try to get them out of that situation. But as a parent, you should let your child like
Develop
deal with their
Yeah.
relationship. That is
Yeah.
their relationship.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
your
you
child,
learn.
but you got to let them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like,
left the house.
Yeah,
They
if
got to
they
learn
come-
how to
if
do
they
it.
come to you for some help or
Yeah.
ideas, then sure. But like,
Right.
Or even if you want to check
Yeah.
in, that's fine.
Especially
I
a
mean, don't do it in front of
30-year-old
their
man.
significant other. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what are they doing? Like,
Yeah.
are they beating you? Or like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
like,
weird.
how am I supposed to answer that question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Look here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I would hope that if it's really a problem, sorry, Mom, if it's really a problem, then you'd have to.
Yeah. At some point,
But
it's
I wonder
your
how
mental health
much.
and your health and your partner's
You
mental
know?
health.
Before I'm like the amount, because like I said before, I'm a peacemaker at heart, so like I'm gonna try to like do
Yeah,
the
but if
most
you
to go
can't-
back
Yeah,
and
but
forth.
you're gonna hit your breaking point
Yeah.
at some
It's-
point,
it's
and
also
it's either
that-
gonna be over something big or it's gonna be over the smallest little thing, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna be you filled your cup up so much that just one little flick
Yeah,
and
it's
it's filled.
Yeah. But also, not that I'm saying your mom would be this way.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
saying that.
no,
Disclaimer.
no, never.
We're speaking as if you were this person.
We're
You're
speaking in
not.
theoreticals.
But if she was obviously being the one that's disrespecting, and you don't, if you can't like, I don't even want to be the mediator, but if it's not working,
If it's
then
not
at some
working,
point you're now
yeah.
disrespecting your partner
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
not helping like figure out,
exactly.
whatever to make it easier for everyone. I
Yeah,
guess
that's tough. That's
Yeah.
a tough situation.
it's
to
tough.
have
It's
to
tough
be
for
in.
you because you got to cut him off. It's your
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
It's tough for your partner because now they're like stuck in this dynamic with your mom and you struggling to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
not really
it's
struggling
like,
for your mom because they're
if
the
you guys
aggressor in the
break up,
situation.
then
But
what?
Yeah.
if you guys break up because of mother-in-law, then what? You cut mother-in-law off, and now you're broken up. Now
And
you're by
you still
yourself.
got a baby.
And you all right, like I feel like I don't know. I feel like having a child in this situation just makes it so, like I feel like as a mom, she needs to do whatever she needs to do to
Yeah,
protect her kid.
Absolutely.
And if
100%.
that means that like
and as a dad,
As a
yeah,
dad,
and
yeah.
as a
Yeah,
as a
same.
parent, as like a parent of anyone, like you have to do what's best for your kid, and if that means cutting her off, and cut her off. Like clearly she's not in a good state, and although the child is 15 months, I hate to say it, but like when the daughter's 26, who's to say that she's not going to be just like grandma?
yeah.
Who's to say she's not going to follow in grandma's footsteps because of the things that she sees and the things that she's grown up around and the things that she's used to? I wouldn't want my child like that.
no.
I would do everything in my power to prevent that from happening. And if that means cutting everybody off, well, then I guess you got no friends, girlfriend. I'm sorry.
You can have friends at school.
I'll be your bestie.
That's funny.
And it depends on the person a little bit too, as
Yeah.
far as like being able to cut somebody off. Some
Yeah.
people do it easier than others.
Oh, yeah. Some people, like, their detachment style is like, they're literally just turn their feelings on and off like a switch. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do that. But
Yeah.
I can.
It depends.
It is near impossible for me to cut somebody
Yeah.
off.
It also depends on how much you've had to do that, like in your past as well.
yeah.
And like
I think
how
that
much
Had
you've
to
learned.
word.
to
That's the thing is,
do that.
I've probably had to
I've done
before
it,
and still
but
didn't.
I
And
think it
it's
depends
also-
on the relationship of
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
person. Obviously, because it's like
Yeah.
if it's just some friend that you barely hang out with, it's not hard to
Yeah.
cut them
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
Stop
don't have the
talking
same
to 'em.
attachment.
Yeah,
to
versus
them,
like a
yeah.
best
Yeah.
friend
But
or
it's
like
like
a cousin
how-
you're close with.
How much
parents.
are you willing to stand your ground
Yeah.
on that topic? How
Right.
much are you willing to set that boundary? How much are you willing to keep that
Oh.
boundary held?
Yikes.
I'm not so good at any of that.
Oh, damn.
But it's okay though. We learn. Listen,
True.
we learn.
Yeah.
You know.
We're learning.
Yeah.
When you get in that situation as well, it may feel and be different
True.
when you actually really have that
Yeah.
stuff to lose,
Yeah.
where you're facing possibly losing your significant other or child
Yeah. Oh yeah.
in the
Yeah.
process. That really can put some perspective.
Yeah.
on
At
that
it
point,
and
it's
make it
like-
a little easier
Yeah.
to decide.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
The
And in a
family-
more
say
serious
easier,
scenario,
but
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
The family you come from is important, but the family you make is also as important. And
I
you
agree.
really need
I
to make sure you take
Sometimes
care of
say
those
more
kids.
important.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. Yeah,
Hey, it's
sorry.
all good.
I was adding
You're
emphasis.
passionate. Yeah.
Sorry.
Now a little bit of a lighter
Another one?
sentiment.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe a lighter
Yeah.
sentiment.
Oh, here we go.
We'll see if it gets heated.
Yeah.
I've heard this discussed before.
Yes.
I'm heated.
I have a neutral position on this, so I'll just answer last.
Oh goodness.
yeah.
Oh, wait, you just gave us your answer.
But like I'll elaborate, or
Okay.
I'll be more passionate about my neutrality last.
Your neutrality.
So I guess for you, obviously, it would be between your father and Calvin, but for the fellas, between your mother
Fellas.
and your lady.
I don't think it has to be your father.
Oh well, no, more so like for the scenario. I guess it could be your mom too.
It could be anyone.
So
Mom or
all right,
dad.
let me set it up, and then you
Yeah.
decide who you want to be in the scenario. So there's like a discourse of like if you pick up if you're driving and your mother and your girlfriend are in the car, who sits in front?
Oh yeah, I've seen that
That's-
before.
that's lighter.
I've seen that before.
train
Yeah.
See, all right. So I'm
Okay.
gonna tell
Like,
you what
pick-
I do,
Pop
and
off.
then I will answer what I would want my partner to do.
Okay.
So what I do is I get out of the car. I may start in the passenger seat, but like I will get out of the car and I'll go to the back. Like we've picked his aunt up from the airport, and I think every time we've gone to pick her up,
Really?
I get out of the
Yeah.
car,
That's
I give her
really
a hug,
nice of
and I
you.
go to the back.
That's really
Just
big of
'cause
you.
for me-
No, because
I-
sorry,
I know
not
you
to
mean
interrupt
it,
you.
but it's just the way
Yeah,
it
sorry, not
sounds.
to interrupt you. But I hear so many people on the internet take such a
Like a
a
hard
hard stance.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting in the
Yeah.
front because I'm your girlfriend. Send your
I
mom
thought
to the
this was-
back.
See, but
And
if
it's
somebody,
like-
if
I
my
don't think
guy
it's
girls,
that. Yeah.
But that's
No,
the
I
thing,
thought this
though.
was a very
Even
different
if
prompt.
Oh.
his mom was here, I would still do the
I
same
thought this
thing.
was
If
like you're in a car accident. Who do you say? I'm
Yeah,
like,
oh my
I
god,
when did we get to that?
I also thought you were gonna, it was going to be a little more
Chill.
serious than that.
What
I was
happened?
like, whoa.
My
No, that's why I
bad.
said it's a little
we can
bit-
get on that one after this one.
Yeah, no, this is why I said like it's like a potentially silly, but it depends on how
Yeah,
heated
yeah.
it was.
Yeah, yeah.
But
and
yeah.
I mean, I think because like
bad.
I would get out of the car because like he's seen
I was
me
on
get
the
out of the
same
car,
page.
even if like it was his mom, his dad, anybody, just because like for me it's a respect thing, and I wouldn't be like, get your butt in the back. No, like you haven't seen this person, you're picking them up from the airport. Like of course you're gonna want to sit next to them, spend time with them. And I feel like if it were like me picking up my dad, Calvin would do the same thing. I feel like he would get out and go into the back seat.
I was gonna say, I was like, I haven't had to do it because I'm always the one driving, so I
Yeah.
have,
Well,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
true.
stay in that
true.
seat.
Yeah.
That is also
But
very
I
true.
would get up and go to the back.
So no, it's not what you would do.
No,
it's
yeah.
what you want your partner.
Oh.
Or it's
Oh,
between
I would
like
want
who
him
you would
to
want to
get
sit
up
in
and
the
go
front.
to the back.
Okay.
I would love to sit next to. Trust me, if I could live in his skin, I would.
Oh my God.
But I like
But since
out
I'm
of
not.
respect. I think like the way that my parents would look at it is like it's a respect thing, and like
Yeah.
I feel like just as if I were to not get out of the car when we pick up his family members, it's disrespectful. It's like, oh well, why aren't you getting out the car? At least say hi, give a hug, something like something, you know.
Interesting. Okay.
But that's just me. Like obviously people have different opinions, so I'm not gonna crap on anyone else. But that's my opinion.
Crap on them.
Crap on.
I would also like want them to sounds weird, get in the back, but like I out of respect, you know, they are,
Yeah.
or at least offer. You know, if the parents like, no, you stay in the front, then it's like I'm not gonna be like, no,
Yeah.
you have to sit in
Yeah,
the
like
front. or
I've
you in the
offered
back.
to like
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
in the front or in the back or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh no, it's fine. Like just sit wherever you are." And it's like, "Okay, that's fine." But like, I'm gonna let you make that decision.
Which for the public, by the way, that is the most like normal and proper response is just to be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, sit where you want
Yeah.
to." That's the
Yeah.
proper way of going about it, not being like up in arms about like.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
I'll get
a
into it later.
seat, Like,
Sorry, I don't know why I'm so
No,
passionate about this
that-
topic.
that's-
It makes me so mad. I don't know why.
Sean likes a
Passionately
specific
neutral.
seat order for who's in
Yeah.
the car.
No, it's
no,
it's we'll talk about it.
yeah.
Your turn.
Third option.
Oh.
They
I'm
sit
in the
They
back.
sit next to each other. Either they both in the back or they both in the front.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're like the
Fourth
cab
option.
driver.
Yeah.
They're getting into
I respect
it.
it.
There you go.
I respect it.
No, but my mom is very much the type where like she'll be like, I'll just get in the back. So so like once again, like if like it's my partner and they're like they offer the first couple times and then they're very much like everybody's on the same wavelength of like my mom is like every time gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'll get in the back. Then I'll be like
Yeah.
at some point I'd be like we know that
We don't
know the
need to
assigned
have this
seating.
conversation
like,
every
good.
time. Yeah.
But like
But
the
it's
offer
it's that. It's like
appreciate
you
not
never
necessarily
should
needed,
assume
but just-
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all like you shouldn't assume that like, oh, they're just gonna get up and move for me just because I'm me. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will, but no.
But I'm not pressed either way. Like if like as long as everybody is comfortable and cool, I'm not going to be like
As long as
you
I'm not
get up for her
driving.
or like you take my girlfriend again. Either way, I'm not going to be
I
like
think
it's
bare
fine.
minimum is just ask.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
once again, fight
Offer.
those first couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry. Thank you. You go ahead and give your perspective.
True.
now.
Ooh, got the chills.
Neither of them get in the car now.
Oh damn! He said
I'm
y'all
leaving.
figure it out.
He's like, the
I'm gonna
minute
take
they
a lap.
get out,
Get
I'm
that.
booking.
Y'all get into
Yeah,
seats.
y'all talk about it and we'll figure out. You get in
Yeah.
wherever you're gonna get in.
I think similar to what you said, Alex, that my mom kind of would naturally just be like, "Oh no, you can sit in the front," and
Yeah.
that kind of thing, or vice versa.
Mhm.
My girlfriend might be like, "Oh no, she can sit in the front," and then if anything, they'd be like,
See,
"Oh,
in
you
that
sit in
case-
front, you sit in the
Yeah,
front."
in that
case,
I'd
then
be like,
it's-
But in that case, it's like, you know, at least like both parties were respectful and like it's a conversation that's like a dialogue there.
But then that's a whole new problem. They start fighting about who gets in the back seat. So.
Like, no, you get in the back. No, you get in the back.
You bring your mom to wherever you're bringing her, and she texts you later like, you let her have the front seat.
Some
You didn't
people
tell
are
her,
like that.
even though
yeah.
I offered it. You didn't tell her to get in the back.
I'm gonna be like, hey, let's keep it a buck. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
You're like, from now on,
aren't you?
you're now going to be in the back every time because you're acting weird about it.
Get in the trunk.
Yeah, I definitely want to make them either sit in the front or the back.
Yeah.
I personally don't really care.
Yeah.
This fucking
Yeah,
seating you're driving
exactly.
to a place.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
I'm like, hey, y'all can figure it out.
Yeah.
We're all going to be within 5 feet of each other.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're all going to the
It's
same
fine.
place.
Yeah.
Like,
We're all going to talk.
Where
I'm
are we
sure,
going?
during the ride.
Yeah.
That's the real
Hey,
question.
we
Where
can
we going?
rotate seats if we need to.
Hopefully to get food.
Yeah.
Trip.
Which we got to do after this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tum-tum.
Yeah.
Feel
My
like-
perspective.
Unless you want those Fritos.
Let's
is what
hear
I'm
this
saying.
new trap. Stop at the freedom.
My definitive answer to this question is who sits in the front. It is whoever I pick up first.
That's
Because
what I was also
because
gonna say.
quite frankly,
Yeah.
I could not give a fuck about this
Careful.
whole. Sorry.
Oh, true.
Oh, that's right.
So you're
Almost.
saying
Oh,
like,
it's
if let's say you weren't picking up your
Yeah.
girlfriend,
See,
like you're already together.
Okay, what if
so
you're picking
yeah,
up two people at the
drive
same
there.
time?
Whenever I put forth
They figured it out.
hypotheticals, you're always like, you're thinking too deep. So I just assumed that we were all getting in the car together. Because I was going to be like, oh, what if we pick
okay.
somebody up?
I
Yeah.
don't
So-
know why. I was assuming like an airport pickup.
If
kind of
you
thing.
had to,
That's what I
what
kinda-
I was
because she
assuming.
brought it
That's
up,
like
so-
usually what we
Yeah,
do.
because I was going to say whoever
Alright.
gets in first, but then I was like, no, he's gonna come at me crazy. So.
No, that's a valid answer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because
you
it's
gotta
mine.
answer
But
the first answer that comes to mind.
okay.
Okay. It's you. You're driving, right?
Yep.
It's your partner.
hmm
Do you want your partner to get out and go in the back? Yes or no?
No, I couldn't give a fuck. I honestly, I
No,
genuinely don't care.
that's not an answer. It's yes or no.
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 So you want
make
your mom to
sit
go
in the
in the
back.
I mean, make is a very strong.
Not make, but you'd have her sit in the back.
Yeah. If,
I'm-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they
I just
honestly
want to see what you would answer.
no,
That's
honestly,
why I was asking.
but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna make. I'm not gonna make.
I just wanna
decisions-
see what
Do
he
you care
says.
whether or not your partner offers?
No.
Would you want your partner to offer?
Once you're like,
I
the
would
first
want
thing.
her to just because. Not because she has to, but because that to me says a lot. Like the fact that
like
I
a
was so
respect
surprised
thing.
whenever you were like, "Yeah, I offered to like get in the back all the time." I think that's like a
Yeah.
very like nice
Sometimes
thing
not
for
even
somebody,
offer,
just
I
because
just
that's
get
what I
it.
A lot
would
of
do.
people
And it's just a
wouldn't do
very
it.
kind thing
Yeah.
that I like,
Yeah.
but it's not required. As long as
Yeah.
you're not like I'm sitting in the front
Yeah.
and you are you can't. No, you're not
You're a
sitting
peasant.
here. Yeah, exactly.
Peasants
Like,
to the back.
but
Yeah.
at the same time, though, if my mom was like that as well, I wouldn't really stand for that either.
Yeah.
Like I'm so I don't need all this nonsense of who sits where. Like you guys said, we're all in the same car. We could still talk to each other. Who cares who's sitting where? What does it matter?
Yeah.
So that's why when I said like I couldn't give a fuck less, it's because my answer is no. Like
No, I get
I'm not
it.
gonna make her get
Yeah.
back there. If my mom was in the front and I picked up my girlfriend, I wouldn't make my mom get in the back either. I'm like, listen, if you guys have a problem, you guys can figure that out.
You know what
Just
you
don't
need?
involve me.
You need a 3 front seater.
Yeah.
Like
matter
one
of fact,
of those trucks
like
that
you
has like
said.
that seat that goes up
Oh,
and down
yeah.
the middle. That's what you
no,
need.
matter of fact, like you said,
Yeah.
I'm getting in the back, and then you guys
they
can
figure it out. Yes,
And
sir.
see, like,
One of y'all
I-
drive.
Yeah.
I also don't mind getting in the back because it's like I could just sit back there on my phone.
Low-key.
I don't gotta do nothing.
And
That's what I'm saying.
I'll be
Yeah.
scrolling. Like Calvin will talk to whoever's next to him because obviously he's the one that's mainly driving.
Yeah.
So he'll be talk. I'll just be like,
I gotta drive, be the
I'm on my
DJ, and
phone.
conversation.
I'm on my phone. Like,
Low-key.
Whoa, yay!
Yeah.
the joys of being a
Clock
passenger
in.
princess.
You're not a passenger princess in that.
I'm a passenger princess
Time,
always.
though.
Backseat
I'm-
princess.
Not in the backseat.
Yeah, I'm a-
I guess.
I'm just a princess.
I'm a passenger. I was
Mexican.
born a passenger
Yeah,
princess,
okay.
forced to drive. I think that's
Yeah.
it.
That's him.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Backseat.
The only time I
baroness.
don't drive is when we're
Oh, I
hanging.
mean,
out.
No. I try to drive local. I just don't like highway. Okay.
It's the highway,
feel
but it's
that.
also
I don't like
She-
highway, and I get anxious in areas where I don't know.
exactly.
I
So
feel that.
why
I
would
feel
I
that.
want someone who's anxious driving me around?
At least like 50% of
I'm
the
not
area.
disagreeing
She's
with
a
him.
good. I know you're not, but she's a good driver.
Yeah.
But it's just like when we're
thank you.
driving and she starts to like
You're
get
the only
worried or
person that's
something.
ever said that.
Damn.
My mom would beg to differ.
Maybe
My mom would be
not.
like, I was driving with my mom the other day, and I was doing Instacart because I was out of work, and I gently tapped the brakes, and she's like,
Oh.
I'm like, bro, you're doing too
It's like, bro, it's not
much.
that
Yeah,
deep.
your mom's
I love doing that when he's driving.
And it's
Like,
like,
Yeah.
mind you, like I'm in
all
my
kinda
dad's car.
driving.
Like I'm not even in my own vehicle. I'm in my dad's car.
Yeah.
My dad's car needs brakes, so like I know that I gotta tap him a little bit. And she's like, I think it's about to crash. Like I'm like, Ma, we got brakes. She's like,
Relax.
I'm just making sure you know how to use them.
Oh,
I'm like,
damn.
I know how to
Like,
use them.
I'd be like, I'm gonna break. You can step outside right now. What's up?
Right, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed you for a second. My mom backed into a non-moving garbage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not
and
really much room
dented
to
the
work.
crap
Yeah.
on the back of her
Not
car.
much room to talk.
Golly.
I've
Yeah.
been in 2 accidents and neither of them were my fault. Okay,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm an okay driver.
Yeah.
That reminds
He said
me.
it.
That reminds me of when my nana, when I.
Except for when you're anxious, then I'm like, let me drive.
Right. But that's why he's the main driver.
There you go.
It just is what works
My,
for
my,
me.
Exactly. At least you know, I guess.
Happy wife, happy
life.
life.
Exactly.
There you go. My nana, when I got my license, she was the one who went with me. So after I got my license, she let me drive home.
Oh yeah, my
Oh.
mom.
There's a stop sign not that far out of the DMV,
Yeah.
and I was driving, going to the stop sign, and she's like, "Slow down, you're going so fast."
one did you
I
go to, the
wasn't.
one in Enfield?
Weathersfield.
Oh, I was in
Yeah.
Enfield.
Hey,
me
My mom
too.
did the same thing.
Wasn't that Enfield
She's like,
DMV?
Yeah, for that place that I went to for a certain duration
Oh.
of time. Yeah, they
Gotcha,
got
I
like
forgot.
a
Yeah.
partnership with Enfield one or
Okay.
whatever.
Prison.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey.
I got a body.
Might as well.
But yeah, I was driving, and she's like, "Don't go so fast." I wasn't even going 20 or
Yeah.
20. I was going like I think 20 miles an
Yeah.
hour, maybe 21. Sorry,
21.
21 miles an hour, and I was proceeding to stop
speeding.
at a stop sign. And she was like, "You're going so fast."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even doing the speed limit right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm stopping.
Gosh.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
That's why I
My
hate
mom
about
be
the
doing
driver's
90 on the
test.
highway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, lady.
Yeah, I passed
me.
mine. You know, that's I made it. Here we are.
Yeah, I kept feeling when I was like practicing for my drivers or like driving, I always felt like the dude like hitting the brake constantly. I'm like, what's happening? I'm not going that fast. We're like 10
Yeah.
miles under the speed limit.
Yeah.
And it's like that
I feel like
messes
I got
with
a
you
handle
though.
on this right now. Let me drive. I'm ready to
Yeah.
go. Damn. You know, I'm not the greatest driver in the world. I'd be
I feel that.
wilding out sometimes.
I
But
have
104.
one story. just-
I've never gotten into an accident before.
yeah.
I've
been in
dented the
two.
car a
Yeah,
couple
I
times.
I, haven't, I
Never
wasn't
gotten
actually
into an
there for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, that's so crazy.
We'll
Technically, you were there for one of them. You were
Yeah.
just in a building
Yeah.
watching as it happened.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll have to have a car story.
Car
pod-
story, yeah.
Oh my
episode
God.
sometime. I got plenty of those.
I was gonna say.
Same.
I got one.
So yeah, so so to cap that off,
Yeah.
I could not give any less
Oh, yeah.
of a
Flying
darn
Yeah, we went on a
about
tangent.
Yeah.
about who sits where in the car, and if my girlfriend or if my mom is in the front, whoever I pick up 1st, and then if we get there to the second person and the first person wants to go in the back, and out of respect or
Yeah.
whatever, I don't care. It means nothing to me.
But for me, so I pick them up. One's in the front, one's in the back. We go get dinner or something, and on the way back, then they got to swap. Because then I'm like, so we even.
There you
Even
go.
Steven.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but then you're not even though because you've been the driver both times.
True.
Not
We'll just do
allowed.
So
like
you
a-
got to do like a
true.
three-way
we have to go to
shift.
two different places, and we have to like whoop.
Every time.
We gotta get
There you go.
breakfast.
There you
Get
go.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Leave. I don't know. Drive around for
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
5 hours till you're hungry. Again.
Yep.
Okay.
Get lunch,
lunch and then go back.
and then boom, everyone gets their
No,
time.
then you have to do it 3 times.
No,
Yeah.
no,
so
because
that
the
way
drive
everybody
to the
drives
pickup.
once.
Well,
Yeah.
for
That
me,
doesn't count though, does it? I mean, I guess if you count it.
No.
You
So,
can
all right,
count
so
them
hold
out.
on. So here you go. Right, you're in the car. You go pick up your
Oh, yeah,
girlfriend.
we're good.
Then you go pick up your mom.
Yeah.
Then you go out to eat, have breakfast.
Yeah.
Boom.
I
You
guess
get back
then,
in the
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
I'm doing my dad. I know my mom. If she sees it, she's gonna point it out. I'm doing the boom. My dad does the boom thing, and I'm doing it right now.
You
I think
go
it's a guy
daddy,
thing.
son.
Though.
It might be, it
I
might
do
be.
it too
It
sometimes.
might be. Well, we're also both Puerto Rican, so maybe it's a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you're
low-key,
right, you're
low-key.
right.
So yeah. So
I don't think I go boom.
You just did.
Honestly, I don't be booming.
got his ass.
No, I
You just
didn't.
did too.
I mocked you. I mocked you.
So yeah. So then you go to breakfast. Then when you come out,
Just the mic. The
mom,
just
if
say
she was in the back seat, she's driving now.
Okay.
You're in the passy.
Yeah.
Shorty's in the back.
Passy.
Right? Then you go to the mall, hang out at the mall for a while. Then when you come
Okay.
out of the mall,
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Shorty's in the passy. No, Shorty's
Passy.
driving. Mom is in the passy. You're in the back. Then you go to
Golly,
lunch.
I'm not doing all that.
Then you go to lunch.
You're just playing
and
chicken.
then when you're bringing them home, now
chicken
the
at a
rotation
stoplight.
is back
Low-key.
so that you're in the driver, Shorty in the passy, Mom
Shorty
in
in
the
the-
back.
Shorty in the
And then you
beat.
drop Mom off first. Then you drop the Shorty off, and then you go home.
For me, I
And then
can't do
you
that.
get on and play with the boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't do all that because my mom can't drive. So she's either in the passenger or
Well,
the back either way.
Is
her
it that
try.
she can't or that she's not allowed to legally?
She
she can't. We'll just go with that.
She can't, because she doesn't have a license.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, legal. Yeah, no, she is.
Is there something that
Yes.
inhibits
She
her
is
aside
not-
from the law?
She does not
She on parole?
believe that she herself can drive. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's okay. She is
So that's
you.
fair.
You drive her around.
So all right, so
yeah.
then all you got to do,
Worry
all
about that
right,
I'm
so
in the
then
mood.
for you, all you have to do
Yeah.
is go. You can cut out the mall trip.
Yeah.
Go to-
well, yeah.
pick
That's
them
what I
up,
said.
go
I
to
was like, 2
breakfast.
I'm not spending. That's a lot of time. All day? No, I'm not doing all that. Sorry. I love both of them, but eventually I'm gonna be like, I gotta get on with the
Hey,
boys.
remember the episode
Alex.
before?
We on the spot.
He needs his time.
I got Valorant to get you.
That's true.
I mean, I'm not rushing. I'm
what
sorry.
happens if you ever look at a girl?
My
No,
man.
he
Yeah,
just said
Valorant.
he just said he's not rushing to Valorant.
Give it back. Reverse. Give it back. I want it back.
And also I
That was
think
a physical
people who think that someone belongs in a certain place because of this, that, and the other, I think you're silly. And I think you need to calm down.
What is this,
Yeah.
fucking royalty times?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Low-key.
like
It's the
even then they were wrong.
1950s.
But
Key. I'm not a tactician.
it's
so.
genuinely it's the entitlement that really
yeah.
the entitlement aspect of it that
Yeah.
really gets to me. That really
Yeah.
like it pisses me off.
I've earned this seat.
Yeah.
Low-key. We all just
I
sit
birthed
outside
you,
the car.
so this is my seat forever.
Yeah.
now. It's like,
or like I'm with you, so
Yeah.
I deserve this seat. And it's like, what does it matter?
just
Yeah.
they're all
Get in the
basically the
cab.
same. It's
Exactly.
either a single seat or a 3-man one. So like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want the bigger one?
Yo, take your
anyways?
own cars.
I would. I'll sit in the
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
We all
You can
drive.
have your driver's seat in your car then.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. We can move on to the next thing. Sorry, I don't
I was
want
gonna
to.
say
I had a whole
something,
nother.
right?
I had a whole nother
Yeah.
We
like
can always go back to
scenario.
it.
You know, so we'll
Hey,
save it for next
Reddit's
time.
here forever.
Huh?
So
True.
Reddit's here
That is
forever.
true.
That's true. I mean, do you want me to say it?
I don't know. I'm curious now. You brought
Okay,
it up.
so how would you feel if your partner was driving and then they told you, "Hey, I'm picking up my parent. Get in the back." How would you feel?
It depends on how you say
How,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
how,
like,
how,
are
they
they
mean
bad?
about it?
If you
It's-
say it like that, I'm gonna tell you to get the heck out of my
So
face.
maybe they're
I'm
not
a- okay.
necessarily
in more
they're
colorful
not
words.
mean about it,
Yeah.
but they're not like it's not like a choice.
So
It's like, hey, like
I
you
mean,
know,
first of all, it's
No,
always a choice.
it's the tone.
Who the fuck you talking to?
I feel like if you were to
Like,
ask,
who the hell is you talking to like that? Because I know what I mean.
Look, that's how I'm gonna feel, but I'm gonna do it. Regardless, if they ask nicely, I'm gonna do it. If they tell me to, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be mad about it.
he's gonna,
The second their parent steps in the car, though, hey, how's it going? How you
yeah,
doing?"
Yeah,
the whole
pretty
ride
much.
there.
When, yeah, like,
You have a nice trip.
when they leave is. What was that about, huh?
yeah. So how would you guys? How would everybody feel? Like I said, they don't necessarily say it rude.
Are they asking?
No.
Or are they saying it?
They're saying like,
'Cause I
hey,
feel like saying already kind of is like
is already has a level of
Yeah.
negativity.
a little
to it.
tense.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you get in the
You are
back? My mom's coming.
expected
I'd be like,
yeah.
all right, well,
Mhm.
that's a little mean. You know, you can just be like, hey,
Yeah,
do
but
you
I
mind?
feel like that's on
mom's
the nicer
coming.
side of saying it.
It's
Like,
on the nicer
can
side,
you
but
get-
it's still like,
instead of being like,
well,
get your
sorry.
ass in the
Yeah.
back.
yeah,
You
I
know
guess
what
I said
mean?
can you? It's not a
Like,
question. So.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you're asking,
Hey,
you're
my
kind
mom's
of giving the
coming. Get in the
option. Like,
Like, how about you both get in the back? Wait, no.
That's the thing. It's like,
Is
even
your mom
if-
I'm a
joining me?
chauffeur.
even if they say like, hey, would you be able to like, you know, get in the back since my mom's coming?
But
Something
sure.
or
like
you
that.
could just be like,
But,
hey,
like-
like I'm picking up my
Sure.
mom. Do you
But it's-
mind getting in the back seat?
But you know, it's
I know
not
I don't have a
request.
choice.
It's like
Even
a-
then, I would still do it. And I don't
But
think I would
you
be that
could-
upset because they went a nicer way about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's really just how it's being
How
said.
it's presented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, hey, can you do me a really
But
big
it's-
favor and just sit in the back while I
Okay.
pick up my mom? Like,
'Cause
it's all the choice of words.
I'm a respectful person, so regardless if like
Yeah.
some, you know, it doesn't even have to be their parents. It could just be their friend or their cousin or whatever. Out of respect, I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. I'll just get in the back. It's just how they deliver it that I'm.
yeah, if
that's
I say
important.
that
That's
to
going
him,
to determine
he's not
how
gonna
I
like
take
that.
it. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
If you
gonna
had
be like,
asked,
don't talk to me like that. That's literally what he'll say. Don't talk to me like that.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
yeah.
If somebody did that to you,
Don't talk to me like that.
don't look at me.
If it's one of these guys, I'll just.
Yeah, like, yeah, but oh, my fault.
What, bitch?
If you had asked me, if you had asked me during February, I wouldn't have done it.
Fair.
We fought too hard to get in the
no,
back.
yeah, no. That's,
Wait, but what if?
We fought too hard to get to the back.
What if like all parties involved? What if all parties are involved are?
Ooh. Then I bet we all got to fit in the front. Somebody gonna have to lap up.
That's the passenger.
Somebody get in the trunk. It's a clown car. You get a clown car.
I don't know if I could fit in the clown. Me myself.
Alex, 50 people can fit in a clown car.
Yeah.
Have you
Well,
seen
no,
them?
they're clowns. They're trained for that. I'm not.
That's true. They're like rats. They're
I don't see a
cartilaginous, so they can
difference.
they can condense their.
Damn. Hey, this is my last episode on the
What
pod.
happened?
I said I don't see a difference.
Ooh.
I gotta go. This is my last.
That's you right though, because you said you weren't gonna play Valorant.
I got him on my side now.
That's crazy. Damn.
Damn, you've been replaced.
You're mad
No,
about
I'm
being a
just
clown
kidding.
now?
So
We can't
Alex,
keep him. We have
Alex
to keep him.
is no longer part of Dubois.
We gotta keep him.
I don't like that phrase.
We,
We gotta keep it.
I
Three
mean,
fists now.
if we give him away, somebody else is gonna say something.
Oh shit,
can't
you're
just,
right.
like, leave
Hey,
him outside.
by the way, I got a paper for you to sign later. It just has to
No.
do with like some legal
Nope.
stuff for the podcast.
Nope.
So if you could
Nope.
just,
My lawyer's gonna have to read that up.
You got lawyers.
what's his name? Her name.
Why, I was gonna
Daryl.
say, why is it automatically a him,
Sorry.
huh?
Forgot.
Their name.
Despicable.
What's the name?
What's their
Don't
name?
worry about it.
That's
you'll,
their
you'll
name?
see, you'll meet him. After
Him?
today, you'll meet him. No, them.
Okay.
Oh, are they
You got more than one?
non-binary?
Attorney-in-law. Sorry.
We keep it strictly professional, so I don't know.
Ah, okay.
We don't discuss pronouns in the professional environment.
Whatever racially ambiguous is, but for gender, that's what they are.
Nice.
Call him Alien X. All right, sorry. Anyway, wait, hold on.
Oh,
wait,
that
hold
sounds
on.
crazy.
Whoa,
Don't.
I didn't mean to.
do
No,
that.
sorry.
Don't do that.
Who's the
let's-
problematic
let's
one
get it.
now?
it all comes back full circle. It was
Maybe
you.
we can get
But
rid
you
of
see how
him.
they
Yeah, I
treated me
think
for
you-
that, though?
we have dirt nowadays.
Hey,
Yeah,
against them.
see?
Cut
So
that
now
part.
it's
No,
reasonable.
Don't forget how they treated me beforehand. That's what I'm saying.
He edits.
Yeah.
All right.
You're in my house now.
This is his domain.
I got the passwords.
Yeah, but that's his. Well,
No, I'm gonna make a new one.
Yeah.
Neo Dubois.
I'm like, you see, they cut out the black man. All right, sorry. Don't let them fool you. 3/4 of them are white.
Are you counting yourself? Or
No,
no?
I think
No,
he's
I'm saying
counting us three.
if I'm cut out, 3/4.
It's more like it's two
We make one.
and
Yeah.
two. Yeah, it's
Two.
2 and 2.
You make 1.5.
Oh
That's
no,
not
no,
true.
together they make
That's
one
fucked up.
white
Mostly
and
him.
one.
That's fucked up.
Oh wait! Oh shit!
No, biologically, I'm less white than she is.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
No,
I just got it.
no, not like that.
That's why it took me a second.
No, not like that.
Nah, bro, I don't know.
I was
he's
the
more-
first
I don't
one.
know.
I
Just
want
because
recognition.
I thought it was
first
just
one
because
again.
I'm more white passing.
No, that is what it was.
No.
No, it's because
No,
there's
it
more of me. That's what he's saying.
No,
You know, she's shorter.
I don't make
What's
jokes.
that supposed to mean?
He's saying you make up less.
That's not.
They said I'm
I'm
fat
not
and you're
saying
short.
it. He's
Listen,
saying that.
I don't.
What's
So
worse?
crazy.
Listen, I have a flaw. I do see color, but I don't see size.
I wish my girlfriend felt the same way.
She see color for sure. All right, my
Oh
fault.
my
Whoa. All right, hey,
Hey, cut this part out of the podcast.
We got too long.
We should have stuck to the
I
story.
don't think we can air this.
no, look.
Yowza.
My fault. And then just next
How do we get
post.
so lost?
Thanks,
God.
Sean, for your
Yeah,
question.
Sean. You see where you took
Your
us?
hypotheticals.
And I took everyone in the front and or the back seat, depending on your preference. Next question, please.
What?
Next story.
All right, so this
Oh,
is a would I be the asshole?
Okay.
This one was actually posted 2 hours ago, so it's very, very new.
It,
Oh, yeah.
it was
It's-
while
When
they
we
were doing
started.
it.
It's fresh, yeah. It's fresh like a little baby. Okay.
A little baby.
A little baby. Okay. My boyfriend of about 1.5 years has a girl best friend that he recently became friends with again. Let's call her Cece.
Okay,
Cece.
CC.
My sister?
Cecilia?
Huh?
Is it CECE for Cece?
No.
It's for Cecilia, but not for Cece. I think they
Oh,
just
for
do
CC,
CICI.
it's CECE.
Or CEC. Well, that
I'll
depends.
figure it out.
closer.
I'll figure it
All
out
right.
later.
Anyways,
Do they play
That's
GT?
I always had a bad feeling about Cece from the first time my boyfriend mentioned her. He started texting her every day and constantly talking about her. I even found out he liked her just days before him and I started dating.
Ooh.
That's
That is
rough.
unfortunate.
Oh, it gets better.
That
That
is-
means,
doesn't
he's,
help.
that means he still liked her when he started dating.
Yeah, he
I
still
don't-
likes
I
her.
don't- all right, so I hate to interrupt.
Oh.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this might be bad of me.
Uh-oh.
I feel like that's something I would take to the grave. I feel like I would never tell
Oh,
my girlfriend
tell-
that. Yeah.
I'm not advocating that you shouldn't tell her, but like that is you need to figure that out before you
Yeah.
get in a relationship in the first
Yeah.
place.
Like I feel like I would obviously if I like her,
We're in
that's,
two different ponds.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I feel like I wouldn't be able to be like, by the way, just so you know, my girl best friend, I liked her right before we started
Yeah.
dating. I would
she
never
said
be
no
able-
Yeah.
Oh,
to
it
me,
gets better.
so
You're the rebound, actually. Sorry.
Let's hear the rest of it.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's keep trucking. Sorry.
All right. I found everything really weird, so I looked through his messages with her.
Oh.
I'm not proud of it, but if I could go back in time, I wouldn't change a thing.
Talk about it.
Period.
Double down. Let's go.
Just like my dog's
I
real.
found
Shut up.
him
Spoilers.
You kept saying
talking.
you want to say period more.
Yeah, true.
Period.
Period.
I found him talking to her about me, about every argument we had.
Oh, that's
He's going
Difference.
to the girl
Hold
he
on.
likes with the arguments.
Difference is
That's the-
he lied to her about everything that happened and made it seem like I was in the wrong.
that's foul.
Then I came across a message where he asked her if he should just move on from her.
Ooh.
The date.
Wait, from her?
Wait, from the friend.
Move on from the friend. Where he was asking the friend if he should move on from her.
Hey, should I stop having feelings for you so I can,
It gets better.
stay with my
Wait,
girlfriend?
so wait, is that what she means? Like
So
he's talking to the friend and he's asking, should I
asking-
stop liking you or should I
Yeah.
stop liking my girlfriend?
no, should I stop liking you and move on? Basically, he's
Okay.
asking
Basically,
her
it's
if
like-
Basically,
there's
like,
a
hey, are
chance.
you ever
like-
gonna give me a shot?
Yeah,
or
it's
do I
like-
just need to move on?
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
relationship's
I'm
you
like-
get
Yeah.
one pulled,
Low
bro.
key.
I'm locked in
This
now.
relationship's
Okay.
Oh, it
bad,
gets
baby.
better.
I'm
Is
holding
there
on.
a
Wait
chance
till,
that-
wait till I read
baby.
the next
Oh
sentence.
shit. All right, everybody shut the
Baby.
hell up.
All right, so I'm going to read the first one again and I'm going to read the next sentence.
Oh boy.
Then I came across a message where he asked if he should just move on from her. The date was 2/9/24, which was the day before our anniversary.
That's also like 3 weeks ago.
I asked him about it and he denied everything. I told him that his friendship with her makes me really uncomfortable and many more things until I eventually was able to get him to agree to stop talking to her. He didn't stop though. Several of my friends have seen them talking in hallways. We go to the same college and told me about it. When I asked him, he got very defensive and even called me things like a lying ass hoe, a
Jesus.
bitch, and a stupid see you next Tuesday.
What? During Women's Month?
We got past it,
no, never mind.
but they're now friends
This
again.
Can't be real.
Wait, hold on. A see you next. Is that something I just am not?
Cunt.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could say it. So
Oh,
I
you're
was,
smart.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I would have just said it.
That's why I was like, I don't know if I could say it, so I'm not going to say it.
No, I respect
We
it.
can blurb it out.
We got past it, but they're now friends again. I brought it up to him several times this past week, but he still refuses to stop talking to her or stop being friends with her. I have no issue with him having friends or even a female best friend for that matter, but if he still likes her and he would date her, I would. I want to tell him that I know he likes her, but even if I do, he'll change everything around about it being my fault. The only thing I can think of doing is telling him to choose between me and her. I know it's not a good thing to do, but I've tried everything else that I can think of.
No, she
So
hasn't.
would I be the asshole if I tell him to choose?
No.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
Oh,
Mine's not gonna be that thing.
Shut up, Alex.
Comment our hyperlink to our YouTube account and tell her to watch the episode dropping 2 Thursdays from now.
I got you.
Okay.
From when we're recording, so she can see our answer.
Yes. Obviously not the asshole.
No.
Here's the problem. She said, "Oh, should I give him an ultimatum? I know that that's a bad thing to do." Queen,
Just
break
break
up
Yeah,
with him.
leave
Break up.
him.
You-
Yes.
Like, he is
Should've
a
left
red.
him a
He
long
is a
time
red
ago.
flag.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
You
I
saw
am,
the
I am the
signs.
number one advocate of allowing your partner to have friends of the opposite
Yeah.
sex.
Can I just
But-
say real quick? I
Yeah.
love how all you men are just saying, leave him.
Yes,
Leave him.
leave
That's
him.
going to be my new ringtone.
He ain't shit. He's not shit.
I love that.
Yes.
Get with one of these
Listen,
guys.
I don't
Yeah.
think leaving your partner
Sure.
is always the
Yeah.
proper way of going about things.
Well, I went like this and took it back.
Take it back now.
I don't think leaving your partner is always the best way to go about it.
No,
but
no.
in this specific scenario,
Absolutely.
he very obviously is not good for you.
And he
not
does
good
not
for your
give
mental
a fuck.
health.
I don't think
He doesn't. I don't
about
think
it,
he
like,
cares
for
that
real,
much.
yeah. He calls you what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
no, that's
say
crazy.
all of that. Like I don't.
the
even to see
whole-
you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's a big
The
word.
whole like, oh, should I just move on from you? What a crazy thing to say in the middle of a current relationship the day before your anniversary.
Yeah, so they almost hit a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They almost hit 2 years, actually. They were
Oh,
dating.
so they were already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nah. This dude's the asshole.
Yeah. Don't give him an ultimatum.
I don't know the friend, so I'm not going to speak on her. But like, this dude, just leave him. It's not worth
I'm
it.
interested to see what her responses were. Like, were she
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
that's
brother,
true.
don't do this," or if she was like,
or if she even knew, really.
Yeah.
Because low key, he could
probably,
be she's tripping.
She's tripping. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was telling all the arguments and making it seem like she
his
was
favor,
the one in
yeah.
the wrong.
Yeah. No.
No, the second one, like him just having a friend that he liked in the past, whatever. The second you found out that he's been like,
Well, it wasn't even the past.
sorry.
It was like a day
That's
before.
true.
The present.
Yeah, like two,
counts as a past.
yeah.
The dude still likes her the day we're recording this.
True. That red
And
flag,
probably still
but
will.
not necessarily a deal breaker.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But the second you find out he's lying on your name to her specifically, that's already
That shows you his intentions.
that's like grounds, but not necessarily like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna hang you for it. You know
No,
what I mean?
leave him.
I have a
But-
weird thing. I know, like, it's wrong to look through someone's phone, but when you find something, it's like, damn, like, I feel like I can't be mad at you for doing it because you found something. It's like,
There was one story I heard where somebody went through their partner's phone. They recognized that it was a bad thing to do, but they did find stuff. And then when they brought it up to their partner basically flipped it on them by being
Yeah.
like, "Why are you going through my stuff?"
which is honestly,
crazy.
unless you
But
were
that
not in the
shows
wrong, you
your
can't do
partner.
that.
Yeah.
That shows you who your partner really is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you
But
didn't
sorry.
allow me to feel safe, so I feel like I needed answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
And you
yes,
weren't
I
giving
did
them to
something.
me.
Two wrongs don't make a right. That's
Yeah.
not how that works anyway. But
But
yeah, no.
regardless, he's completely in the wrong for this.
Absolutely.
I don't think that
Absolutely.
he should have got with OP in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he just got with her to get over
Rebound.
CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says in the first sentence they had
No,
recently become
actually,
friends again. So it makes me wonder,
Yeah.
why did they have a falling out? Why weren't they friends?
I think differently. I think he did it to get her jealous, to show
think
that I
so?
can get someone,
Yeah.
even though
Well,
you're
that
not
could
giving
be
me
it
the
too.
shot. You're not
That
giving me the
could be
shot,
it
so hey,
too.
look, I can get someone.
Spicy.
But then it's like either way,
And which is
you're
why he's like,
losing
should
this girl.
I just give up on us? You know?
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, no.
no.
The second you find that,
fight for your girlfriend.
Yeah. No, the second, especially the second you find that, that's just like, hey,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here.
A year
before your
and 364
Yeah,
days
exactly.
of being together.
Yeah.
He's asking her,
Yeah.
do we
No,
still have a
almost
shot?
2 years.
Like,
That's crazy.
After
wait, you
almost
said
2
it the day
years.
before the
Yeah, no, she said
anniversary.
a year and
That's why I said a year and
Oh, yeah, okay.
364.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then especially the argument where he started calling me. Then it's
hoe?
Yeah.
it's these. You know
Not
what I mean?
even that.
You're being
no.
the hoe, technically.
No,
Like,
That's
where
actually
he
true.
really like I don't know. I feel like being called like although like being called a lying ass hoe and a bitch, like it's not something you want to be called, but like a stupid cunt, like
Yeah,
you're
that's
really
crazy.
gonna fucking call me that, like.
crazy thing.
Yeah.
And I'm your
You're in the wrong.
girlfriend.
That's, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
and that
where
just
he's
shows
getting
you though, like
slept.
the level of deflection that he's trying to have. Like
Yeah.
he's trying to deflect it all on
That's
her,
also
make
sh-
her
yeah.
feel crazy. Like
That
it's
also-
your
yeah.
fault. You shouldn't have done this. It's
gaslighting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Another red flag.
Yeah.
No,
No,
also
the
shows
fact
that you don't care about her at all, really.
Yeah.
No.
and the fact that she sees this
And it's
and
still
it is still like, should I
Should
give
I?
him another
No.
ultimatum
But
instead of
that
just
just
being
shows
like,
you the damage he's already done.
true.
that's
Yeah.
actually true.
Or people in the past in general.
You know,
Because
yeah.
if he is gonna call her all those things and they're still gonna work it out after,
Yeah.
Call her
Hell
those
no.
things.
I'm sorry. Like Calvin can call me a lot of things, but if he ever were to call me the C word, we fighting. Not that he ever
I'm
would.
not ever
He
calling
never
anyone.
would.
I might have
Like
called y'all.
he's not. Yeah. Like I know this would be
Yeah.
like
But,
in
like,
like a
it comes up.
theoretical
Yeah.
like in
That's what I
a
hear, I'm
theoretical
like,
universe.
oh.
Yeah. That's, he didn't even know what it was.
if you're really being one, I'll say it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll call
I
you
won't
that
say
here
it.
all
Yeah.
day. But like even then, like to call your partner or something,
Yeah,
like
that's
that,
crazy.
I don't give a
Yeah.
shit
For
how
calling you
mad
out on
I
your
am
bullshit.
at him.
Like, what?
And it's like
With
you
the
know
receipts.
he's in the
Yeah.
wrong. Like that's how
Yeah.
you know he's in the wrong. Like he's really just trying to manipulate her
resorting to
into
bullying,
thinking that she can't find anything better, so that way she stays with him
Okay.
while he's with her, and then he's gonna leave her for Cece the minute Cece gives him a chance.
For real, bookmark this because we're gonna center this episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell her, go to this
Yeah.
this time frame.
Yeah.
You don't gotta watch the whole
Check
thing.
this one out.
Especially when she was after all that, she wasn't like, I hate you.
Yeah.
You're stupid and I hate you. She was
But
just like,
guys,
hey, your friend makes me
Their
uncomfortable.
anniversary
Yeah.
is
I like
a
that.
week before Valentine's Day.
That's true, actually.
Before? That was the 29th.
2/9. 2/9/24.
And that was the day before.
So February
so
9th.
like 2/10.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know why I took that as 29.
Hey, it's all right.
No, no.
It's okay.
Been like over a month.
But like that's a week before Valentine's Day. You're gonna put me through all this bullshit a week
Yeah.
before fucking Valentine's Day?
People be doing that. Just so they don't have
But
to get
honestly,
exactly.
if she didn't look at anything, he would have probably been like, "Oh, I love you so much
Yeah,
on
like,
Valentine's
yeah,
Day.
he
Here's your
would've-
gift."
yeah,
Also, like
on their
all this
anniversary.
bullshit. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's doing the shit behind her back.
He literally would have been
Exactly.
living a double life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a
That's the
message.
thing,
Oh, you go first.
Uh,
So I'm so sorry.
about, no, you're good. And yeah, especially her being like I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't like I would prefer you not talk to this person. Well, she's like, I don't want you to talk to him anymore, which is understandable at that
At
point.
this point, understandable. Yeah.
But then in the fact that he was like, all right, and then
Did it
lied
anyway.
about it
Yeah.
behind her back. That's especially like okay,
Yeah, that's-
don't we can't. She don't want to be with you. Don't be with me then.
Yeah.
So it's like leave me alone.
Listen to all my queens out there. Okay, I need
Queens.
you to understand something. You can always stack up.
True.
I need you to understand this. If
True.
you're with a guy like this,
You
where
can
it's
do
red
better.
flag after red flag after red flag after red flag after like black flag after
Yeah.
black flag, like break.
Pirates.
Don't
Yes, sir.
don't give them an ultimatum or try to like twist their life around to change them to suit you. It's
Can't
not
fix
gonna
it.
happen.
Yeah.
You can always find
No,
someone
you know what
better.
she
They
needs to
are
do?
the problem.
She
Yeah.
needs
Exactly.
to block him on everything
True.
and never speak to him again,
Yeah.
and not give him a
Yeah.
reason
Matter of
why
fact,
she's never speaking to him
get
again.
with his friend.
Yes.
Yeah, but he seems like the narcissistic type of person to where he wouldn't care.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
Probably.
He's still worried
whatever.
about Cece.
Nah,
She's still a hoe.
it's gonna hurt him because he really wants to be with this girl.
Cece or the,
the
the
friend.
With
girlfriend?
Cece?
Get with the friend. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
you mean
well,
like OP get with Cece? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
she needs to get
Yeah.
with Cece.
I thought you meant like
Now we're
his, like
talking.
another, like his
No,
best
no.
friend or
Get with the
something.
friend that he wants to be with.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Girlies be girly.
That's her way.
Oh,
every,
yeah.
every time like there's like lesbians in
Yeah.
a show, that's
I
what she
say the
says.
girlies
The girlies
girly.
are girly.
Hell yeah.
period.
I just
Yeah.
love it. I'm here for
great.
it.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, queens.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of you are suffering through this kind of bullshit for nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Don't
listen.
let anyone call you a cunt.
True.
Yeah.
Facts,
Unless-
especially.
Unless
you're
you're
serving
into it.
cunt,
True,
and it's in a
then,
friendly
yeah.
manner.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're currently shitting on the mother toilet, then it's okay to be
Oh,
called a
my.
cunt. But
I don't know. If
other
I
than
like
that,
that. I don't think I like
listen,
that phrase.
you guys wouldn't get it.
Okay.
Anyways, this is for the
All right.
girls. All right. Anyways,
Do they claim you?
I'm trying to.
All right.
I'll
Don't,
claim
don't
him.
jump the
Okay.
gun.
I'll claim him.
I need at least three.
He's been-
I need at least
He's
three
been kicked out of
references.
the lady before.
That listen, all right, listen. Me and her were working it out. Okay, she's
Wait,
you know,
what?
Yeah, you
I
had to
bought her
pay
a
her off,
keychain. Yeah, I
okay?
bought her a keychain to get into
Oh,
girls, but then
true.
you know she's back and forth all the time. It's fine.
True.
We'll get there.
Nah, I need
So
that.
you need to leave her.
Well, you know, it's a toxic relationship.
Yeah, you need to leave her.
I need three
Just like
references,
she
two
needs
pieces
to
of
leave
mail.
him.
Yeah.
Just like
Did you write
she
this
needs to leave him. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe there's a reason I'm so passionate.
No.
about it.
Oh, it makes sense. I get it. It's okay, girly. We'll talk after.
Yeah, well, yeah. We have to also talk about that other thing we talked about
Oh, yeah.
pre-show.
We'll talk,
Anyways,
we'll talk about all this stuff.
ladies
Ladies
and men. This applies to
True.
boys, ladies,
Everybody.
and everything in
Yeah.
between.
Everybody, people.
Yeah, everybody, people, everybody half
Her,
black, as
him,
Logic says.
they, everyone.
Everybody bisexual. Anyways,
No, oh, yo.
Sorry.
What?
Forgetting there's no Bev in there.
I got
Yes.
worried. I was like, oh shit.
to reel it all back
I
in,
told you I do.
if you're seeing all of these things, your first instinct is to change these things with that person. But the truth of the matter is that you're not going to get that person to change.
Yep.
And if you do, it'll be for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's also not your job.
In a lot.
It's also not your
Yeah.
job.
I mean,
If they're not willing to, like, you know, be a decent person to you, just don't be with them.
Yeah.
You will. I promise you will find someone else. You
Yeah.
found this dick bag. You're gonna find somebody else.
I do.
Oh, so it's you.
No, he pointed
So
at
it makes
me.
sense that you wrote this in.
Oh,
I said I don't want to talk
CC?
about it right now.
Wow. Guys, we just plotted the biggest
Cut the
story
episode.
ever.
this is the Dubois.
I don't even know what to
Right.
say.
But yes, that's my big grandiose message is,
Yeah.
my fault.
is again, like I said in a previous episode, just because you think they're end game does not mean that they are.
No.
True.
And it's like he's disrespecting his partner
No,
every time.
Listen,
he
I get it.
does
He's
stuff
probably
like that.
hot. Okay, I get it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but why? I bet you the irony. He's probably ugly.
Oh.
He's probably not even
See,
attractive.
I feel like an ugly person wouldn't be able to disrespect you this much.
I feel like it depends because of the way that they.
Sometimes if he's
No.
charismatic enough.
What makes
Okay.
me
Talk crazy.
makes me think that he may have like
Shots fired.
some insecurities about himself is the way that he speaks to her. Because ain't no
Okay.
way you're gonna be calling her a lying asshole, a bitch, and a
That's
cunt,
also
and
true.
she's gonna forgive you. I'm sorry, like, and as a person who's not fully
That's
like.
you. But some women will stay regardless of
Also
what they're
true.
said, and it doesn't
no,
matter. Like,
that's
and there'll be a
not-
guy who's like conventionally attractive. So
I guess, but like I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't put up with shit.
You shouldn't.
Like that. If
Absolutely.
you joke,
That
then
is
that's
true.
fine. Like if you joke in your relationship, like
Mhm.
we joke around, we call each other.
I don't ever
all-
call her.
No, not like that. We joke
I'm just saying.
around,
Yeah.
but we don't ever say.
I'm
stuff
not
like
joking
that.
around like
What
that.
is
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I don't
I
know.
was like, what is
Like-
bit?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
There has to be some sort of dynamic there to where he feels like he has this
Yeah.
power over her because he can speak to her
Well,
any
he-
type of way.
No offense, he
He
kind of
kinda-
does
yeah.
because
But
she's
that's what
trying
I'm
to stay with
saying.
him.
Like he clearly has some sort of control over her.
What dirt he got on
Probably
you?
the hotness.
I don't
Probably
know.
plays a little bit of.
I
a
wonder
factor.
if it's also a bit of mental manipulation because
Well,
it's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
easy
I
to
mean,
manipulate
that's
someone
some of
yeah.
that.
when
feel
you
like
think that
they
they're
can't
falling
get
in love with
better,
you. Yeah.
It's not just because he's
She may
attractive.
think that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's just
she
I think
loves
that's like a
him,
big
and
factor
he may think
to
like,
it.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
just using her, and she's like a project. Like, trust me, I've heard things about Reddit stories and like people like manipulating their partner. Like, there's this one.
I'm gonna
I've
bleep
heard-
that.
just the part and then
and then ers, and then
neighbors. That's funny. They be like, what?
Got him.
You might not say it, but they'll know.
We got an Uncle
I think I
Ruckus.
said it. That's funny. Evan's like, shut the hell up, bro. Sorry.
yeah.
Bleep,
Sorry.
bleep is like, my fault.
Sorry, but yeah.
I don't know if he wants his name on public.
Overall,
Overall-
leave this man, get a better man.
Yeah.
Would I
or
be the
whatever.
asshole if
No.
No.
boyfriend?
If I tell my boyfriend,
You
to
know
choose
what? You
me
would
as
be.
his
You'd be an
girlfriend.
asshole to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
If
not the
you-
problem. here.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, it should be. Should I break up with my boyfriend? And the answer is
Yeah.
yes, because he's not. He's
You
not
know,
the one.
Yeah,
And if you
yes.
think of this, are you the asshole for breaking up with him? No.
No.
No,
Just in
absolutely
case
not.
that
Not
thought
at
just crossed your
all.
mind as
No.
well.
Absolutely not.
No.
Like I said in another previous, I think it was the Valentine's Day episode. If an ultimatum is required, just go ahead and
Cut it out.
go ahead and cut it off because it's not worth it.
Yeah. And that's in like any sense though. Like if, you know, he has even a male best friend that like I don't like or I just am not comfortable about, like if I can't voice that to my partner and be able to have that dialect and that dialogue between each other, then like why are you together?
Absolutely.
Indeed.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was our 10th episode of the
Yeah.
Dubois Podcast. Yeah, I totally fucked that up. So thanks.
And we are.
Da boys.
That sounds way too close to the
Sure, my fault, my fault.
And we are.
Boys.
Boys.
See you next week.
See you next Tuesday.
Whoa!
See you next.
Wait.
See you next Thursday. Actually works. See you
yeah.
next Thursday.
Okay.
True.
You're calling
Oh,
our
true.
viewers cunts.
Oh,
Turn the episode off.
right after he calls you queens. Remember that.
I'm talking to the boys now.
Your queen's serving cunts on a platter.
Facts.
Period. Period.
A conglomerate of mothers. Can you turn the thing off, please? I love you. I know, but I need to turn that off too. See, he hits me.
It started like a minute late. So it was